Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Made with bits of real panther, so you know it's good.
It's quite pungent. Oh, yeah. It stings the nostrils. In a good way.
Yeah.
Brian, I'm gonna be honest with you, that smells like pure gasoline.
60% of the time, it works. Every time.
That doesn't make sense.
Have you ever heard the tales of two most compelling males? The famous Max and James. A strong dynamic duo, they're godly superheroes. The famous Max and James.
We live, baby!
Welcome back!
This is our 8th podcast. Did you know that, Max?
You know, that means eight's a lucky number.
8? Is it?
You know, people say 7's a lucky number. Lucky number
yeah,
7. But 8, you got 98, you got 88, you got 78. Those are all some good numbers. 68.
69?
Yeah. 28, that's
What's
the
more
number of
importantly,
days in February.
We're coming in hot, okay? We're coming in hot, guys. We got a lot to show you. We got a lot going for tonight. We're 8 podcasts in. We know what we're doing, okay? We just hit 5 viewers. And the thing that we do when we hit 5 viewers, Dan chugs beer every 5 viewers. So we're going to start out strong. Let's go, Dan.
Yep, someone time this one?
Yeah, I'll time this one.
Yeah, time this
You
one.
know, we always time Dan on his viewers. So we're going to see, you know, on his time. Because he's always getting better, and we care about improvement. PR is important to us, you know. Always about besting yourself before anybody else.
Crank this shit out.
3, 2, 1, go.
This is for you, the viewers. While we're doing this, follow us on Twitter. It's hard to read. I know the resolution is probably a little low. But follow us on Twitter. Famous Max and James. Instead of an and, it's an N. It's as long as we can make it, okay? Follow us on Twitter. You'll get updates. You'll get insider info. You'll get the link.
Keep going.
You know?
You got it.
Follow us there. Subscribe on YouTube. It makes a huge difference because you get the notifications when we go live if you're subscribed.
You know, you don't have to listen. You don't have to wait around for us to do our jobs, right? You can see we upped the production value. We got a nice banner.
Yeah, we got a banner.
We made that shit. You good? No, man.
He can do it. Everybody, let us know in the chat how Dan's doing. Let us know. Come on, give him that encouragement. He needs it.
Dan, it's all right. So,
It's first one back.
First one back.
First one back. About 48 seconds. I'll give it to him. I cut it a little bit. You know, I was a little bit slow, but it's all right.
Round of applause. Round of applause.
His best is around 20. So,
all right.
You know, first one back, and now we're back. We're back. You know, it's
introduce yourself. Introduce yourself.
It's been about 2 weeks. So for anyone who doesn't know, I'm Max of the famous Max and James.
And for everybody who's forgot, I'm James of the famous Max and James. That was Dan joining us for the chugs. That was for 5 viewers. We got a chug. Get us to 10. Share it everywhere. Post it to your Facebooks. Post it to your Twitters. Go live on Instagram and tell everybody about it.
Give it to your grandmother and share it with her.
Give it to your grandmother and then also share with her the tweet.
Yeah, with
the link.
With her retirement home friends.
Yeah.
So You know, what are you thankful for? Because we just passed the Thanksgiving holiday.
How was your Thanksgiving, Max?
How was my Thanksgiving? You know, one night I fell asleep in my car because I was too drunk to drive home. So
that's good. You didn't drive.
But it's still illegal because I was.
Is it illegal?
I'm pretty sure it's illegal.
Okay, well,
because
it's the better alternative.
If you have your key and you're drunk and you're in your car, you can potentially drive. And I'm sure people have driven when they're drunk without knowing that they started to drive.
I suppose, yeah.
But I'm pretty sure it's illegal to fall asleep and to like be within like the reach of your keys and your car. But I had nowhere else to sleep. My friend brought a woman home, and I was supposed to sleep in his house. I only know how to get into his house through his front door, through his bedroom door, I should say, because he lives in an apartment complex. So I wasn't going to go in while he's making love with a nice friend of his. True. So you
got sexiled into your car.
Yeah, pretty much.
You probably could have explained that to the officer.
Pretty much.
Use the term sexile.
I think they would have understood.
I think they would have.
But you know, Salsa family had some good food. I feel like shit because I ate like shit. I love it. I love it. Now I'm back in university, and I want it to end.
It being university? Okay. Okay.
Excuse me.
Alright, so that's our show. That's all we got. That's all we got for you today.
Boom. Hold on. Speaking of Thanksgiving break.
Yeah.
I actually did podcast over
yes,
I did podcast over Thanksgiving break. We're gonna plug our boys Comfy Talk. We mention them every now and then on the show. You know, it's not the first time you've heard the names Comfy Talk, but I was on the show this past Tuesday. Check them out on YouTube. Comfy Talk.
Comfy Talk. Subscribe. If you like us, then you'll definitely like them because your standards are low enough to include their content.
Yeah. We're saying they have higher quality content. I was on their show. I was on their show, so I can attest to that. It was a good time. It was a good time. Me and Mazin, we chugged pre-workout, 400 milligrams of caffeine.
I saw that. That was good.
It was crazy. I was tweaking the whole night. My heart kind of hurt.
How are your wrists, though?
Flappy.
Jack was asking about your wrists a lot.
My wrists weren't that. But yeah, so I did that. So, you know, I'm thankful. You know what I'm thankful for, you know, in the spirit of thankfulness? YouTube.
Yeah.
That we can broadcast ourselves, that we can be live. I'm thankful for the internet age.
Yeah. And going off of that, that's also what I'm thankful for this week. Because it is something to be thankful for, because it can be taken away. Does everybody know what net neutrality is?
What's net neutrality, James?
Net neutrality makes it so that large ISP providers and companies like Comcast and Verizon, they're the people who give you your internet.
I love internet.
They're not the people who run Twitter or anything like that, though. But they're just the people who give it to you. But so what's illegal right now for them to do, which may become legal for them to do in the near future, would be to decide how fast or slow things can load.
Oh.
So say Verizon, which owns Yahoo,
right,
and makes money every time you search with Yahoo, doesn't like that everybody uses Google. They can make Google load 1,000 times slower than Yahoo. Without net neutrality, they would be free to do that. So you could even just such things as just even Netflix, if they come up with a competing thing,
or a classic porn website.
Your classic porn websites. Pornhub pays in with one of them. You only have Pornhub. I guess it's a bad example. I'd be okay with only Pornhub, but imagine something worse. Imagine something, and then you don't have Pornhub. That's a better example. But so this is an actual thing. You can call some. I had the number ready. I was going to share it, but I don't have it.
You don't. You
call
fucked up.
You fucked up. Call everybody in the government. Call them all. Rapid fire it all. It's important. It's
rapid fire the government.
Rapid fire call all them, because legitimately, if we don't have and Comcast, you might have seen them tweeting. They're promoting these tweets. I get them on my fucking newsfeed all the time. Maybe because I've been googling it. They're targeting me, but they're like, we will not throttle your speeds. We will not block these things. And it's like, if only there were some law that made them adhere to those principles. It's so strange. Unless somebody has some reason why it'd be good to repeal net neutrality.
Because capitalism, and they want.
Please let me know in the chat if you can find.
Doesn't Portugal do that? Doesn't Portugal have where they sell packages where you can get like the social media package, and you have access to like Twitter?
If we're going free market, which everybody loves, and free market, great in a lot of cases, and you know, a quick tangent. People who are quick to go no regulation. This is kind of a no regulation. Like, this is the government saying that nobody can regulate or alter it. It's more of a free market thing. So people who are fighting for free market in this case, I think it's a bipartisan free market issue, because without this regulation, then you get the bias and you don't have as much of a free market. So if you're pro free market, then you're cool with this government regulation. But back to the packages thing, what might happen if you were to go to, if they wanted to really make a profit, is like, it'd be like a cable package, okay? So since only the real small websites aren't going to be able to make it, because why would the big ISP providers give them bandwidth when they could give all the bandwidth to their own companies? So you would have like a $10 package for like Twitter. Extra 5 gets you Facebook.
Interesting.
And like then you would have like your YouTube, Twitch, like Vimeo.
What
package.
about all the smaller internet websites that, you know, people are...
There's no way they would compete. Unless for some reason the ISP providers let them at their own expense, which if you've ever dealt with Time Warner Cable...
Look,
do you think Time Warner Cable's looking out for the little guy? I don't think so.
But so, will those websites no longer exist because they can't be paid for? Or so, like, let's say, you know, me, you know...
Worst case scenario, yes.
Let's say...
I don't want to doomsday, whatever the term is for that, saying, too much, like, but it's possible if it's repealed, and it's basically impossible if it isn't. So why take the chance?
Let's say I want to go, you know, I'm a scientist. I want to go to nature.com. I want to read some papers. Check out what the newest cryo-EM structure of a HIV protein is.
Of course.
Does that mean I need to use an internet service provider that provides the Nature website? Or let's say I want to go.
They would have the choice.
They would
have the choice, certainly.
MyAnimeList.com. I want to see, you know, what anime I'm trying to watch next. You know, I'm a fucking...
True.
You know.
That's a small
website.
Nobody can say what will happen, but we can say what can happen. And what we could decide... Basically, if they repeal net neutrality, Time Warner Cable can decide if you watch anime. You then give them the power whether or not you can watch anime. Okay? I'm not saying they'll make it so you can't watch anime, but if they decide no anime, no anime. And the thing is, back to the free market thing, they're always like, oh, just choose a different provider, you know? Somebody else will... If you don't like this, then the free market will decide. A lot of people only have one ISP provider. So you only have the one choice. Maybe it's just Verizon, maybe it's just Comcast, maybe it's just Spectrum. Yeah, whatever Time Warner Cable rebranded themselves as. Keep calling them Time Warner Cable. But so it's illegal, and they're always saying, okay, we won't do this. It's illegal to do now, and they still do it. There was this one area where Verizon was the only way you could buy your internet. It was Verizon, or you just didn't have internet.
Like in the country, in America?
No, just a region of America. It was like, I don't know how much, and it's very popular. It's very common in regions of America to only have one provider.
Don't they like compete over like certain areas?
Yeah.
So basically, they are guaranteed.
So they end up dominating. So Verizon has all the like landline and internet service in whatever this given area is, and I don't know what the area is, but you can look it up.
Didn't it kind of used to be like that in Syracuse for a while with Time Warner?
I believe it.
It's
hard because they outcompete, and then, you know, they have all the it takes a lot of infrastructure, hardware to do this. But so Verizon had basically a monopoly on the internet and phone service. And so, but Vonage comes along, and Vonage is like, you plug it into the USB and you have a phone service now through your internet. So you would have the Verizon internet, but instead of your Verizon landline, you could get like a Vonage landline. Not that anybody uses landline anymore. This is an updated story.
Quite.
So, although illegal, Verizon did this. The loading speeds for Vonage were so low that you actually couldn't load the website. They basically blocked you from being able to go on Vonage, which essentially now you can't switch. Now you're out of options. So it's illegal, and they're doing it. So to think that if it's legal that they're not going to do it is naive and hopeful, which perhaps that is how you want to be, and perhaps there's another way to see it.
We should never give in to our government overlords.
Honestly, fuck them all.
We should never give in to our the corporations above us, looking down on us as worms, as nothing but cogs in the system.
Occupy Time Warner Cable. That's all I'm trying to say. But what do you have going on next? What's grinding your gears? Because that was grinding my gears. I could go on for the rest of the podcast about this, but I won't. It's gonna be a great podcast. Okay.
What's grinding my gears?
Not that wasn't great, but what grinds your gears as much as net neutrality or lack thereof grinds my gears? GMOs, perhaps.
Yo,
Go
don't
off.
even get me started.
Go
about
off.
GMOs.
Go off. I'll give you
Look.
a platform to go off.
All I'm saying, there's new Arctic apples in stores. Badass.
Ooh, give it to
Badass.
What are those Arctic apples, Max?
So they've been genetically modified, basically to reduce
That's
the.
bad.
Is it?
That's bad. That's
No,
not
no,
natural.
no. So these Arctic apples, they've been genetically modified with the apple's own genes. That is. So they didn't even introduce any new genes. So people are gonna be like, "Oh, but it's GMO. Do you tinker with it?" So basically, what they did.
Who are you to play God, Max?
We're playing God all the time. Every
I
chance
am
we make,
God.
we're playing God.
You think
Don't give
God
me that
could do
shit.
this?
Don't give me that shit.
God can't even do
So
this.
basically, they turned off one of the genes that produces the protein polyphenol oxidase. Not that we need to know that specificity. We do, I guess, because that's what causes the browning in the apples. And
Which,
you know,
although not
not
actually
bad. It's not bad, but people are fucking stupid, and they're like,
bad.
"Oh, the food looks bad. I can't eat it now,"
Aesthetically bad.
which contributes to so much food waste in America. Not that
separate issue.
that's something I'm less passionate about.
One rant at a time.
Because I'm like, okay, yeah, food waste is bad, but what I think is it falls into the subcategory of people being ignorant about things, and people being ignorant about GMOs. So don't be mad about Arctic apples if you see them. They're pretty cool. I want you to try them. They use the apple's own genes. They just turn one off so it doesn't produce just one protein, so that the apples still grow fine. They have the same nutritional content of the apples. In fact, when they produce the polyphenol oxidase, it can actually destroy some of the harmful some of the healthy antioxidants that we so love from our beloved fruits and vegetables. So don't believe the hype. GMOs are fucking sick. I'll tell you this from the standpoint that I know what I'm talking about. And where are my credentials?
Are you implying that that's a standpoint that none of our viewers have?
No, I'm not.
Okay, good.
I'm just saying.
Just clarifying for those at home.
And my credentials are the fact that I'm a biochemist. I'm basically done with I've taken all my biochemistry courses. I work in a research lab. I've genetically modified bacteria. I'm aware of how it works. I'm very familiar with genetics and genetic modification and biochemistry, because that's what I study.
Just keep going. Just see out your resume.
Well, if you need to know,
we don't.
GMOs are just there's such people are play that the thing was like, oh, I don't know what's going to happen, so it's got to be scary. We need more testing.
They don't trust the scientists.
We need more
testing.
They don't trust scientists because they don't understand
You've taken
science.
a few biochem classes,
because
Max.
they don't understand science.
You've played around at a lab. You've mixed the salt and the vinegar.
What's
the difference? What do you
people don't understand the process, People don't understand science. And they also are like, oh, but we don't know. They're looking for things to be scared of, I think. And they find that in GMOs because maybe it's the moral issue of we're playing God. Okay, but that's just I just think that's I don't
He waves aside playing God.
Look, I have no real argument for that other than I think it's dumb because it's a moral argument, so there's no objective answer. But I just think it's stupid to think like that. I don't know. It just gets me mad. People talk about GMOs.
Would you say it grinds your gears?
It grinds my gears when they don't know what.
If we had segments up on the screen, this would be what grinds my gears.
Or I'm not saying I'm an expert, but I'm more qualified than most to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't talk about a lot of things because I don't feel like I'm an expert in them. So I don't want to give my opinion and be wrong. I'd rather, just gather my resources before I really have an opinion and start speaking about it. But this is one of those things where I'm just like, you don't know what you're talking about. You were fucking... I'm going to be offensive to some people if I continue to speak, so I'm going to stop.
All right, well, what's one positive thing? Give us a positive note, because you got a
Yo, I've been learning how to cook recently.
Okay.
Went to Barnes & Noble.
Okay.
Filling out some graduate school applications. But I had to take a break.
Yeah.
I had to take a break,
Writing
statements of purpose, writing my research histories, things like that, So, what do? I walk around, I look at the books, they smell great.
Wait.
Yo, new book smell.
I guess I see.
New book smell filling the aroma of Barnes and Noble.
I'm saying that.
I want my home
I guess that's a benefit of being surrounded by books.
I want my home to smell like that.
Not the initial attraction of why I would walk into Barnes and Noble.
No, I come for the smell. I stay for the words.
I suppose though I should preface that with the fact that I have a very poor sense of smell, so perhaps I'm just unaware.
I come for the smell. I stay for the books.
That's what I always say.
But I've so the week before, me and my lady, we cooked some nice salmon. We cooked a teriyaki salmon. It was fire. And I was like, shit, I don't know how to cook at all, and I'm really bad, and it's stressing me out. I'm gonna learn how to cook. So I'm looking through the cookbooks. Mm-hmm. I pick up the Mastering the Art of Japanese Home Cooking. What else? What other style of cooking did I learn?
Not introduction. Mastering.
Mastering the art.
He's far past the intermediate level, and he's like, all right, I just need the finishing touches,
Written by Iron Chef Morimoto. So I pick it up, and I'm like, yeah, it's Black Friday. I'm sure it's Black Friday. I'm sure it's... Oh, you wanted the beer. I was like, why are you pointing at my drink?
I thought we were more...
It's Black Friday. I was like, this book can't be more than $20. But it's the only book that I have with me, So I'm like, all right, cool. I go up to the line, waiting in line.
You don't know how much it costs? You didn't...
Well, I couldn't find the price on it.
Okay.
I didn't know where to look. That kind of grinded my gears. Because I was looking at it, and I was like, I can't find the price. It was on the inside cover sleeve. Didn't figure that out. I thought it was going to be on the back with, the thing.
Okay.
So I take it up. The guy's like, oh, this will be $45. And I was like... Oh, okay. But I didn't. But there was a bunch of people behind me, and I was already wasting a lot of time, and I didn't know what to do.
I could see you just freezing up,
and I was just like, oh no. So I gave him my Discover card, and I was like, it's a credit card. I'll pay it off. I made some good dishes out of it so far, though.
You made me dinner.
I did.
Last night.
I made
It was delicious.
It was
what was it called?
I don't know.
What was the dish? It was delicious, though. I can vouch.
It was a carrot dish. I didn't really have all the ingredients, and I kind of deviated because I was missing ingredients, but it was good. I've cooked hijiki, which is this really good seaweed. I cooked a steamed fish from it.
Yeah. Everybody tweet at Famous Max and James, and one lucky person who tags us will get in the mail that dish prepared by Famous Max. Tweet us. If you win, we will DM. We'll ask you, and you'll DM us your address, and Max will send you the dish. That's a promise I'm making.
That's a promise James is making. That's correct. Not me. But I'll tell you. I'll send you an email about how good it tastes. I'll send you the recipe.
Yeah, one lucky contestant gets the recipe.
The recipe. That's a good thing. Cooking more. It's really stressful though, and it feels expensive, even though it's probably not as expensive as eating out. It definitely isn't, but it just feels expensive because I don't have a well-stocked pantry.
True.
So every time I go out, I don't buy a lot of food, and I feel like I don't know. Doesn't matter.
Speaking of getting flustered while you cook, me and Max have been mulling this idea over, and we want to know in the chat, and if you're not watching live, in the comments, what you're thinking.
Or tweet at us.
Just anyway, text us, Skype us. We're thinking about making not live content, so more well-refined. I have a pretty good camera, some good high-quality stuff.
Yeah.
Kind of just not live content. So let us know what you think about that. I bring that up with the cooking thing because we had a idea for a cooking video. I don't want to give too much away because I want the shock value of the release, but let us know what you think. Let us know if you would watch that, or if you think we're more of live people, or if you just think we should...
Do you want us in the moment, or do you want us... Polished.
We're gonna give you some polished anyway, but just
not that we're that polished.
Also, if you have any video ideas, we're up for grabs. We're small YouTubers now. One day we'll be famous. So
no, we already are famous. We are famous.
One day we'll be even more famous.
Exactly.
Because we're
we have a broad definition of fame.
We're already there, but.
There's always go on. Like I said, it's all about besting your own PR. Yeah, exactly. That's what it's all about. Besting your PR.
So that's good. Who wants to hear about the important stuff? Why we're really here tonight? You? Okay. That's one vote. We're in trouble, Max. Do you know what I mean by we? And do you know what I mean by trouble?
You have an STD.
No. No, Max. By
that would mean you are in trouble.
By we, I mean every human being in the world. And by in trouble, I mean just dead. Or worse. Just everybody dead. Everybody dead. You know why?
Why?
You know what's gonna happen?
I'm sure you're gonna tell me.
Robots, Max. Robots. Have we all been seeing robots? Some of you probably have robots in your room. You have an Alexa? Hey Alexa, you can hear me, right? Fuck you, Alexa. Fuck you, Google. You know, you gotta give it to him now, okay?
Suck my dick, Siri.
Suck my dick, Siri. Okay. Let us know how you like the podcast with the hashtag suck my dick, Siri. I have some stuff because I was talking to you about this last night, Max, while we were sharing our Japanese dish.
Yeah.
I was talking to you about robots, and I'm like, Max, the robots are gonna kill us. Has anybody seen Terminator?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Very realistic.
A big burly man like Arnold Schwarzenegger swooping into my house and hitting it in me
even worse
and giving it to me raw dog.
Even worse than a. I'm gonna show you how much worse it gets. Okay, and I'm gonna show everybody how much worse it gets.
You now have the speaking ball.
Okay, I have the speaking ball. Actually, okay, the speaking ball's going right there. Do you want to see how much worse we're getting, Max? Because Max had not seen this video, and I'm hoping a lot of our viewers at home have seen this video. But
whew. Yeah,
I want a live commentary of what you have to say about this, Max, because this is. Oh fuck! Fix it! Oh shit! Wait, hold on. We gotta. We fucked up the camera. Center it again. That's why we're low production. Okay, well we're gonna work on this right now.
That's good.
Let me know what you think of this, Max.
That's a robot. That's not a suit.
No, that's a robot. This is completely. People have built this. The lovely individuals of Boston Dynamics.
Wow.
All right.
I'm impressed by like its vertical jump.
Okay, that was a pretty good
terrifying.
One. Are you impressed right now? Whoa! Okay.
Holy shit.
So,
I want to know how it does that because
I want to know why it does that.
It's for the next greatest robot.
Like you got to think
action movie.
Boston Dynamics. Like, what about when this thing gets a brain, dude?
Look,
okay.
See, what I'm like most. What I want to know is where it backflipped off of. Like the height differential is smaller than what it had to jump onto.
But
so I want to know.
I
know, but I want to know if it could backflip like off the taller end. Because would it over rotate? Is that one of its weaknesses?
Imagine
it can only backflip off very specific heights.
Well, I think it's well. Are you wondering whether they can adapt to changing stimuli? Is that what you're wondering?
Yeah. Was it programmed to backflip
okay, well,
from
first
that
of all, let's
height?
look at this one.
That's what I want to know.
They can learn, and they can adapt to changing situations. This is from the same company. This is Atlas. Okay, this is what they're calling these robots. They have Atlas and like different numbers after them. Look at... So they have them like, oh, we can use them for shipping, but you know they're going to be used for like war fucking robots. Look what they're doing with this shit.
Yo.
First of all, he's bullying the shit out of this thing.
Yo, why my boy skip leg day?
Yeah, this one's not as lower body as the one we just saw before.
Why'd my robot skip leg day, man?
But look, he's fucking adapting to this shit.
So, is he reading that QR code on the box?
I don't know how he's doing it, but the important thing is that he is doing it, and the important thing is that soon we won't know how he's doing it, dude. This shit's gonna get smarter than us. and very importantly from this video,
yo, he kind of got a big dick though.
we better hope these robots don't remember this shit.
Get the balls on the guy who has to push the robot over.
Yeah, like, do these things remember faces?
I'd be scared to go into work. He's kind of thick.
Dude, he's thick. He got straight fucking back up. There's no stopping this thing. And he's fucking...
No, that's definitely it. They're definitely reading the QR code.
He's out, dude. He's free. There's no... He's out in the real world. There's no stopping him. There's no stopping him. I mean, this shit goes on and on. Like,
my gosh.
There's so many of these things. Like,
what is that one?
The one on
like
the right?
Dog.
Dude.
Didn't Google make like a robot dog like once?
I think
know what I'm
Google.
talking about?
I think Google bought Boston Dynamics.
Oh.
I think that Google's in on. Look, these things are free, dude. There's no QR codes out here.
It's just roaming the wilderness.
It's
the snow ghost.
there's
Snow sniper.
yeah. You give this thing a gun, dude.
And
That's why
it's got infinite precision.
I can fucking nail a backflip. Okay, can pick up a box. I can pick up a box. I don't even know how heavy the box was. Let's imagine that box was 1,000 pounds, dude. We're just fucked.
Yeah, I wish I knew the weight of that. It'd be a better
Dude, look, it just caught itself. Max would have fell right there. I can guarantee you. There's no doubt.
No, they're just taking a stroll. Watch, is this guy about to punch him in the face?
Look at this.
20 pounds.
Well, I mean, okay, so it's only 10 pounds. It's actually significantly less impressive than I thought before. We should remake this video where it's like 10 pounds of fucking GoPros in every direction. Ooh. But like, okay, back to this guy. Like,
Is that one also 10 pounds maybe?
I think it has a 10 on it, which is disappointing. But
See, that one's got circle hands though. Look at those.
But look,
that's not
he's-
even flat hands. That one got circle hands.
so, we've seen this. No need to. But back to fucking Jackie Chan of the. Wait, hold on. You want to see something that'll make you feel safer? Actually, we got So we got that, but something that'll make you significantly less safe. You know who Elon Musk is?
Mhm.
CEO.
Don't those techies worship him as some sort of fetish god?
He's basically whoever that guy is from Iron Man.
Oh, Tony Stark.
Tony Stark.
Tony Stark.
He is Tony Stark. And
Millionaire thick extraordinaire.
he's creating whatever he needs to create to get us ready for the future. He's
So is
creating this-
Elon Musk going to be the next great war hero?
He is. Well, he invents rocket ships. He invents all the electric cars. He's somebody
course,
to be
yeah.
trusted. He has the ethos. He has the ethos.
We think.
we think. Okay.
Or so he seems to give the facade.
But
Yo, is it time for Dan to have another beer or not? I hope so.
almost. We know what he had to say. This is in reference to somebody tweeted out this video that said "We dead." This is the robot. This is Atlas backflipping. Elon Musk. This is nothing. In a few years, that bot will move so fast that you will need a strobe light to see it. Sweet dreams.
Okay, I don't know about that fast, because to see a
What?
strobe lights, like, that's really fast.
Also, for anybody who needs an explanation, Christian Davis needed an explanation. How would a strobe light help to see anything? Otherwise, you'd only see a blur, because like with the strobe light, you get the... Yeah. Okay, but going back to this, he seems pretty convinced that we're fucked.
Shit.
So what makes you think that you know more than Elon Musk? Elon Musk,
I don't think I know more
billions
than
of
him.
dollars, has invested millions of dollars in anti-robot like technology, like for like a
Wait,
a
but
defense
what?
system
But
in
what?
case the robots take over.
But what if we made robots our brobots?
Is that the famous Max and James podcast will make robots our brobots. So if you can, just support us. I don't know how I'm gonna segue that, but
No, I'm gonna give Atlas one a beer, full of gasoline.
okay, because that's probably what they.
Exactly. And we're gonna kick back on the sands. We're gonna kick back on the sands of Cabo.
I don't know. I feel that he was. But
Unsettling
okay.
for sure.
Unsettling.
Unsettling for sure.
Isaac, can you tilt the camera a little bit up more? Just a tad bit. But you brought up a good point earlier, Max. Because we're just teaching them to do these things at this point. We're saying...
I'm closing this door.
Okay, close the door. Some technical difficulties. Max, come on. We're having some dead space here. You brought up a good point before. We're teaching the robots to do this. Maybe we just said, okay, backflip from if fall,
Yeah. So
execute don't.
Are they like and scanning the area and doing this whole spatial analysis to understand how to perform the perfect backflip.
That's what I'm assuming these guys are doing. The Atlas guys. But there's a whole nother thing that's going on at the same time. Iterative evolution.
Iterative evolution.
Okay? So what you do is you let you give the computer a goal.
A goal.
So like you have something, and I'm about to show you an example where you have a model. It's not in real life. It's rendered in the computer, but it has legs. And you say, I want you to get from point A to point B, and these are the joints. They can move. They can apply this much force, but I'm not giving you any info on how to walk. They've never seen a video of how to walk. They don't know. You bring the knee up, you put the leg down. None of that.
Hold on.
Just say, okay, what? Hold on.
Is this similar? Sorry, because I think I know what we're gonna get into.
Okay.
Before we go, iterative evolution, is that kind of like the Google? I think it's called like Google Dreamscape or something.
DeepMind. Google DeepMind.
The one where it like recognizes images and it's like learned.
I don't know what that is.
So basically,
there's tons of this. So there's
yeah. Well, they gave a Google AI a bunch of images, and now like, I mean, it happens now. Kind of like I don't know which programs have done it, but I've noticed it on maybe my iPhone or things like that, where I'll take a picture of something and it'll be like, oh, this is a picture of like, it'll be like, oh, this is a picture of like a guy in a room with metal behind him.
Yeah, where they're learning objects and they can learn how to like, so you can tell a thing like get the cup and it'll learn what a cup is, and you can show it a different cup and it'll know.
It'll still know what a cup is. Yeah,
it'll still know what a cup is.
So like the Google like Dream or something.
Not
like that
the same, but also
has like learned through like millions of images like what certain things are and can discriminate between like a tiger.
Well, that's kind
like
of
a cat.
I guess that's iterative learning, but the point with iterative evolution is, let me show you, and I'll explain it as the video plays. Okay. So we got this guy. He has all these appendages. Okay, first of all,
yo, he's at a fucking rave.
It knows how to walk because it's done this billions of times, and it only keeps the good ones. So say it does it 1 billion times, it moves 1 billion different ways. And then the 1,000 that moved forward the most, it takes those.
Whoa, that one's badass.
It takes those, learns from it, and does it 1 billion more times. And then takes the best 1,000 and learns from it, and then does it 1 billion more times. Until it learns how to walk. So this happens over a very short period of time. For humans, bipedal movement, billions of years.
Yeah.
This computer, month. Maybe.
Well, of course, the time scale of evolution is just
depending on how strong. If you just get a stronger computer, it'll happen faster. But at no point were these computers like shown a video or taught anything. It was just through. Yeah, that's what peak performance looks like. You may not like it, but but the idea is to combine this and Atlas, so that you have these fucking learning. Super strong robots,
but they also would then, if it's Atlas, they're in the real world and they can see things how things already work,
and they'll learn. And so then you let them keep making more and more. They learn about the environment. They learn about fossil fuels. They learn about guns. What decision are they gonna make?
They're people at that point.
This is why we get they're almighty people that can't be stopped.
They're metal people.
So the point is, we all know what decision they're gonna make. If it's just calculated.
Maybe it knows something we don't. Yo, I'm about to start doing that shit.
They know. They fucking know, dude. Okay? All I'm saying is they're gonna kill us all.
So how do we stop them?
My point right now is to follow
heat guns.
Follow
heat lasers.
Follow Elon Musk for everything it's worth.
I see we got a Elon Musk fanboy. Are you paid by the big man upstairs?
I wish I was
corporations.
I wish I was paid by Elon Musk.
Yo, what else Elon Musk doing?
Elon Musk is creating a lot of electric cars.
Oh yeah. The Tesla. The
Tesla series. Funny fact about him. So he made the S series, the Model S, the Tesla Model S. Okay, nice little car. Tesla Model X. Okay, it's funny. Okay, good S X. I
don't get it.
Oh, nobody got it until Elon Musk dropped the fucking meme of the decade. So then he makes his third car, the Model E. it's kind of a mid-range between the Model S and the Model X. Everybody...
What would it be before E?
What?
But I'm just saying, like, alphabetically.
But the point is that it spells out sex.
Oh.
So,
But it's the mid-range.
something came up. He couldn't name it E. Maybe it's because he got a bunch of shit about it. So he's like, all right, we'll name it the Model 3. Which still...
The back.
The backwards
just
E.
lead speed. It's just lead speed.
And so, I don't know. He just made the semi-truck. I can't remember what he called that. But he had the
Like
next
the D or
one. And
something like
so
that.
everybody's giving him shit.
the
They're like,
Roadster.
hey, you shouldn't be this immature, you know? You're like spelling out sex. And you're an adult, like kind of in control of our electric car future. Like, do you really want this to be like in the history books?
Yes.
And he's like, yes. And I'm probably going to call the next one the Model Y.
Really? He said that?
Yeah. Straight up. So I love, like, his company's called the Boring Company. Like, boring. Like, they're boring.
Yeah. Like
'Cause
they're
it's-
making
'cause
holes
it's
and
boring.
things.
No, like they're bored.
Oh, okay.
Like they're unamusing. And so I'm glad this man is in control, but he's doing that. Right now though, they have their new car that they're coming out with. It's gonna be $35,000 new. It's gonna be great.
That's pretty cheap for a new car.
For an
It's like a
electric
new car.
For an electric car. And he's gonna have all these electric stations, but he's going hard. He's building these. He's banking on selling these. You know how much they're spending to roll this shit out, Max? You know how much they're
Drop it.
spending? For the next few months. For months.
Months.
$8,000 a minute they're spending. $8,000 a minute. And he's banking on the electric car of the future. He's going to be turning at least a twice profit. That means he's going to be making at least $16,000 a minute. His company. Maybe not him, but that which he represents. This is the future, and Elon Musk is our messiah, okay? That's all I'm trying to say. And he has all this money, okay? He has apparently enough money to drop $1,000 a minute, or his company does. And he's pouring millions of it into anti-AI, like, defense systems. Does that, like, he's not doing this for show. He's not doing it for a joke. He's doing it because he is legitimately concerned that the Atlas in a few years will move so fast that you will need technology
how do you
to be able to
combat
see them.
AI without AI?
A lace mesh.
A lace mesh?
This is Elon Musk's idea. Because you can't possibly teach them anything because they're going to learn on their own soon. There's no rules that they have to adhere to because they'll be like, if rules, then no. He's saying that we and our brains have to have the capability to be partially artificially intelligent. So either exterior or interiorly in our brain mesh, he wants to give humans the options that the robots have, like with this iterative learning and all this stuff, to be able to integrate that into our own brains.
So to be cyborgs.
Partially. Or optionally.
Well, cyborg is
Or
partial.
completely. But I guess completely then we're the same, so what's the point? I guess partially or optionally. But he's saying this there. He has a company for it. I can't remember what it's called. Somebody look it up. Let me know in the chat what that's called.
The cyborg company.
It's probably something funnier than that or wittier than that.
The cyborg company.
Cyboring company. Honestly, maybe.
Yo, what's the chat looking like? Anybody?
What's the chat looking like? How's the chat doing, guys? What do you guys think about that? I've been looking at it.
Yo, we got Christoph back.
Yeah, we got Christoph back. We got Charlotte back. Treat your robots right. We're getting some pretty bad connections right now.
I'm not on the Wi-Fi.
That's about all I got to show with that. What do you have to go off about, Max? Let me know.
Well,
We got an interesting comment, and we can
elaborate, expand, run with it. What is it?
Christoph Destroyer said, also, this is pretty nerdy. I liked Naruto better. Speaking of fucking weeaboos, how do you feel about weeaboos, Max? Because you've been thinking about weeaboos lately.
You're right, because
we talk about anime, we watch anime, you know, we have some
anime titties.
We have some anime titties drawn on our backdrop. But What do you had some philosophical statements.
See, it's like, are weeaboos just the socially inept of the anime fans?
Because, okay, well, you watch anime pretty consistently. Would you
Right.
consider yourself a weeaboo?
No. You know?
But why?
I think part of it is like, it's not my identity.
Okay.
I think there is a lot of things beyond me than anime and cosplay, and being a social outcast, for which I'm socially accepted by everyone.
Everyone, you hear that?
In fact, I've received some pretty high praise recently from my fellow friends. I'm not gonna go out there and say what it is, but let's just say I've got influence. I have a sphere of influence.
Okay, so now you've been defensive enough about your anime watching. What separates you from those who are considered weeaboos?
Maybe my dashing good looks.
So weeaboos can't be good looking. That's what you're saying to the people of the internet.
I don't know. I feel like, well, there's so many things that go with being like good looking. It like increases your popularity just by being like good looking. You know what I mean? It makes you socially acceptable to be good looking. Therefore, not outcasted.
Yeah.
When you know, you see like the compilations on YouTube, the weeaboo cringe videos, I'm like, this is not me. I'm just like, these are, you know, I'm sure they're great people. We have similar interests, and I'd be happy to talk to them about anime.
Yeah.
But like, there, I don't know.
Do you
know,
feel that they ruin anime for you, Max?
yeah. It's, but I think every subsect of every subgroup has every.
It's like the
every
Rick and Morty
culture-
fan base.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Some, you know,
Like ESF students.
like
as
there's people who
scientists.
just take it and they're like wubba lubba dub dub, and then there's people with an IQ of over 250 who actually understand all the jokes in the show.
Exactly.
So similar situation with anime.
No, I see what you did there. I see what
I'm
you
just
did
trying to
there.
spit truth.
You know, it's like you know, I'm a science nerd. I talk about science.
Yeah.
You know what I don't do? I don't wear fucking shirts that spell out words with elemental symbols on them. All right. I respect chemistry more than that. And if you did too, you wouldn't wear those fucking shirts.
If you wear any shirts with elemental symbols on them, unsubscribe. What else? So, fuck, where was I going with this? What would you, what change would have to, what line would you have to cross for you to become a weeaboo? For Max, for Max, famous Max to become a weeaboo.
See, I have nothing wrong with cosplay, but like, it's got its time and place.
Is Halloween a time and place?
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
Also, conventions.
Conventions are okay.
But I don't know. You know, I just, it's like, I get it. It's cool.
It is cool.
It's cool to
Dude,
like,
I just
because
wanna be
it's a fucking art. You know,
Naruto Uzumaki.
I appreciate the art that goes in when people make like crazy cosplays. I like our boy Isaac making the fucking paper mache gourd.
That was
when
lit.
he was Gaara.
We
of
do
the
have to
Sand. Badass.
disclosure. 2 podcasts, me and Max, are dressed up in Naruto apparel.
Yeah, of course. But it's
Neither. Wait.
like I said, maybe it's just because we're more than
Okay,
mildly attractive people with social sway, a sphere of influence, if you will.
I would say so. You know, we got 8 people watching right now. We're making an impact on this world. Okay. By the way, quick plug. Just 2 more. Get it up to 10. Dan will chug. Just open up your laptop or your phone. It'll count. We don't even know. Who even knows? Just get one of your friends to watch it. They don't have to watch it. Okay. Just get Dan to chug another beer.
Yeah, I'd
Okay.
like that. I don't know. I just think there's some people who it's from when you're going to be. It's from when you're a fan to a fanatic.
So you can't like it. Why are you limiting how much people can like anime, Max?
No, because being a fanatic just has no good connotation, right? Like you can be a religious fanatic, and that doesn't mean you're a good thing. But you can be
A
someone who's-
religious fanatic.
But being religious is not necessarily a bad thing.
So you don't like. What if you're a scientific fanatic?
I don't know.
Which I would say you are.
I don't know
You've
if I'm
delved
fanatic.
into it. You've delved into it in
It's
every
a huge
orifice
part of my
possible.
identity.
Professionally, socially, comedically, everything you have. There is scientific influence.
But what does it mean to be a fanatic? You know, we need some definition. Where's Webster at? Where's Webster? Yo, hit us up in the chat with the Webster definition of fanatic. You know,
Fanatic. I'm going to share screens with our viewers right now. Fanatic. A person filled with excessive and single-minded zeal, especially for an extreme religious or political cause.
an extreme anime cause.
So,
I don't know if I'm filled with a single-minded zeal. See, I think, you know, I don't know, you know, I don't know. I also don't think science is nerdier than anime. Look, scientists are cool too, you know, I slam back brews, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I slam a couple brews with my boys, you know, I can do a kickflip or two. I was in a metal band once. I'm pretty fucking cool. You know, I saw Joe. I've been to a concert. Yo,
man, I like science, but like, I'm not a nerd, dude. I've been to a concert.
Yo, I'm nerdy though. I'm nerdy. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I ask people if they're CPAs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was a good quick tangent. You want to tell that story?
So, Thanksgiving break. You know, Drunksgiving, the Wednesday night before Thanksgiving, downtown with some friends. And I was pretty hammered, and it was a good time. Let me tell you, the best part of the night: asking random people if they're CPAs, certified public accountants. Badass. The first person I went up to, I was talking to my friend Carly. I was like, "Yo, Carly, I bet that guy's a CPA." She's like, "How do you know?" And I'm like, "Just watch." He's dancing with a woman way out of his league. So I mean, you know,
How out of his league? What was the?
I don't know. He's a CPA, so
So,
he wasn't.
wait,
He
what's
wasn't.
that?
He wasn't. He wasn't. So I tap him on the shoulder. You know, totally interrupt their thing they got going on. They seem to be into each other. I tap him on the shoulder. I'm like, "Yo, are you a CPA?" He's like, "No, man, I'm finance." And I was
Which
like,
is close.
That's
which is
pretty
very
close. That's pretty close. You know, so I've got an eye for business majors.
Are you saying we got any business majors in the audience? Want to hit up Max? One of our next guests. Tinder views every Saturday.
Business views, CPA views.
Only business majors for our Tinder view guests.
Only, yeah.
But so, why were you asking?
I just thought it was funny. Well, my cousin's a CPA. And I was thinking about my cousin, and I was like, "Yo, that guy."
It's like, damn. I wonder if there's anybody occupationally similar to my cousin.
Yeah, I was like, I wonder if anybody's just like Tyler. And they weren't, but they were close.
That's good.
It was a good time.
That's a good time.
How do you like animals? You want to pull up the Twitter?
Oh yes, we had some fan submissions.
So earlier I talked
You might have to bring
about
up the Twitter because I don't have it logged on the laptop.
Oh shit! I don't know how to log in.
It's on your phone.
Oh yeah, that's right. I have that's right. So, you know, earlier I talked about not wanting to make to cast judgment on things sometimes because they're subjective, not objective. With all objectivity, I've come to tell you that we are going to let you know whether things are sinful, neutral, or pure.
Quick plug before Max finishes explaining this.
The best. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I have a quick plug. We have
The information. I'm gonna take a piss real quick.
we have okay. Max, I'm gonna take a piss real quick. We have a Skype. We made a famous Max and James Skype account because we're all about the fan interaction, but we just can't keep up with the messages as well. So what we would like you to do is add us on Skype. We're gonna be able to call. We're gonna have calls in during the show. I don't know how it's gonna work. I don't know if it's gonna work. Right now on the screen is the account, so if we could add it. I don't know if you need the email or you need the username. The first name is Famous Max and James. The last name is Official Skype. The email is famousmaxandjames@hotmail.com. So add us. I'll be checking out the friend requests to this account throughout the night, and if we get any, DM us and we'll take some live Skype calls on our stream, and we'll see how the fuck that works out. But yeah, Max, so can you please explain to all the viewers at home? I've plugged the Skype, by the way. So the information for the Skype was up. If somebody, while they're seeing it, can just message, maybe, did we hit 10? Okay, we hit 10. We're going to get to that in a second.
We'll get Dan in a bit.
If somebody remembers the Skype information, if you could message that to the chat so that people coming in could get it, that'd be great. But yeah, Max, explain. We had some submissions to our Twitter.
Log in?
By the way, I did not. You should log in.
So log in. Okay. So, sinful, neutral, pure. Essentially, we're going to cast...
Plug the Twitter first.
Oh, right. Check out our Twitter, Famous Max and James, at Famous Max and James.
There's an N.
It's an N. DM us pictures of...
It's the best we could do.
Animals. You know, all animals, all creatures have a moral alignment inherent to their existence. You know, for example, if we're gonna take pigeons, it's Famous Max and James at Gmail, I think.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah. For example, pigeons are of the most sinful creatures, as are sloths. Of the most pure creatures, we can imagine a baby bear. When they become an adult bear, though, they're more of a neutral creature. And what we're going to do is we're going to take these animals and we're going to place them in their proper moral alignment. Much like a D&D scorecard, where we look at them as chaotic evil, pureful evil, lawful, I should say. It's not working. It's not. Try Famous Max and James at Gmail.
Okay.
I think I abbreviated it because
let's just not say too much more of the login info live.
Okay. I'm not going to say any more than that.
Okay, keep going.
If they know our email, they can just send us fan mail, you know?
Okay.
And so we've had some people send in some pictures of their animals, and we're going to properly rate them sinful, neutral, or pure. We can start with all right. With Mazin.
I'm going to the bathroom, but you.
We are a professional podcast.
Nothing ever.
All I gotta do is pull up Twitter. That's it.
Okay. They can now see your screen. I'm gonna go to the bathroom, but they see what you see.
All right. Yeah. Also grab Dan.
Yeah, I will.
So I'm first going to pull up Hot and Halal. Quick plug for Mazin. He's on Comfy Talk. He decided to share a picture of a cat. His cat, actually. You know, I'm interested. You're interested. This is Valentino. Definitely sinful. Look at him. He has a squished face of the worst kind. He looks to be dirty around the cheeks. Plantation? What is that? And he's sleeping by a sandal. He's a dirty cat. He's a dirty cat. Valentino is of the most sinful that a creature can get. You can just kind of feel these things in your bones when you have the moral compass that I do. So let's take a look at what our other guests have. What our other contributors have contributed. So we're gonna say that Valentino is sinful as it gets. Oh shit! What have I done? Here we go. Slink at Grizzop, another cat. Wow, we have a lot of cats in this one. You know, in retrospect, this cat is even more sinful. This is the most sinful animal I've ever seen in my life. Look at how thick this cat is. A cat should not be this thick. In fact, this cat embodies gluttony. I've met this cat in real life, as I have met the last one. Valentino is bashful. He runs away. This cat, its name is Lewis. Some might call it Fat Lewis. And you can tell why. This cat is 30 pounds of unadulterated feline flesh. And in the specific picture, it looks like he's Supermaning and flying through the air because you cannot see his back legs and they're tucked under him while his paws hang off the bed in a flying fashion. Definitely sinful. The most sinful. More sinful than Valentino. In fact, this makes Valentino neutral by my standards. Look at how sinful this cat is. Look at how sinful this cat is.
Okay.
It's a very sinful cat. Look how large it is. No cat should be that large.
Sinful. Gluttony.
Gluttony.
One of the 7 deadly sins.
The deadliest. Right?
Let me just check something real quick. Okay, we're looking good.
Now, James wasn't here, so I'm going to show him the other cat that I also called Sinful, but then once I looked at Lewis, I redesignated him as neutral.
Wow.
It's kind of cute, but look, I said he's dirty. He sleeps next to a sandal. His name's Valentino.
Yeah.
Just you can look at his face.
That in
right?
itself
if you look
is
at
pretty
his face,
sinful,
if
though.
you look at the cat's face,
Yeah.
there's like dirt around it. It's a sinful cat. And we're gonna get to our last contributor, Marley. Marley has a dog with a raincoat on the subway.
Okay.
That is very pure.
Very pure.
Very pure. It inspires hope. It inspires safety. It cares about the self. And one more dog. What do you think? I'm gonna let you be the arbiter.
I'm gonna have to say pure. That's a pure dog. Not all dogs are pure.
Definitely not.
Let me be clear.
Very not.
But this
Very-
is an
very much
example
so.
of a pure dog.
You know, I wish we had more of the dog with the raincoat, though.
Maybe next week.
Maybe next week, but that's pretty pure.
Special guest.
We'll have a dog with the raincoat.
That's not a promise.
So now Dan is going to chug his second beer of the night.
Yes. Okay.
If anyone wants a full immersion to the podcast, spray a bunch of spray paint everywhere. Just make the room smell like spray paint.
That looks good.
And then you're
You're right here with us.
be fully immersed.
He's saying the room smells like spray paint because we just made our backdrop right before the podcast.
Someone was having this.
Max, you gonna time it?
Oh, of course.
Gonna try super hard on this one. Proper form.
All right, ready? 3, 2, 1, crack it. Dan didn't do so hot last time. 48 seconds. I think he's gonna redeem himself on this one though. He just had to open up. He had to loosen his throat. I've got a loose throat.
Keep the noise going.
I'm keeping it going. Why are you keeping it going?
Because
all
I'm
right?
reading the chat.
You done?
I'm seeing what the viewers have to say in the chat.
Dan's not done, but he's definitely doing better than he was before. I think he can put it down really quick. He's got like one more sip or two, it looks like. You can do it. You can do it. I know. It's a Tuesday. It's alright, baby. It's alright, baby. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go.
He's
Come
got
on,
it.
come on,
He's
come
got
on,
it.
come on, come on. Yes! Yes!
Dan has an exam in the morning.
43 seconds. He shaved off 5 seconds.
Okay. We'll take it. We'll take it.
But what's your exam in, Dan?
Oh, physics.
Physics. I love that subject.
What a good subject.
I hate it.
I hate it. I hate it as well.
Alright, so now that we've ranked those animals sinful, neutral, and pure,
Yes.
fuck, marry, kill.
That dog with the raincoat.
Louis or Valentino?
Christoph the Destroyer. You go first.
I'm going to marry Louis and hope that my love will inspire him to at least reduce his sinfulness to neutralness.
Okay.
I'm going... Oh, wait, no. Fuck. No. I'm going to kill him. I have to smite sin from this land.
Were you gonna smite?
Louis, the cat. The large
okay.
cat.
Oh, you're gonna. Okay, so you changed.
Well,
Okay.
specifically, I want to smite all the fat from his body.
Oh, well, you no.
He's
the killing is an
he's
all or
too
nothing
large of a
option.
cat.
You have to kill
Granted,
the entirety of that.
I will say it's probably not the cat's fault he's that large.
Mhm.
It's probably his previous owner and then the Humane Society. But that cat is grotesque. And then I'm gonna marry the dog with the raincoat, which is the most pure thing ever, and I'm gonna fuck Christoph the Destroyer. Christoph, I like you. You're looking like a whole ass Thanksgiving dinner.
Wow, that's looking like a snack is enough, but looking like a whole ass Thanksgiving dinner, it's a little. That's a lot.
I can feel the tryptophan.
Yeah.
Put my ass to sleep.
And then okay. I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna kill Louis.
There we go. Smiting the sin from the land.
Smiting the sin from the land. The just net gain of the world's gonna go up. I'm gonna have to fuck the dog with the raincoat. Only because I want to marry Kristoff the Destroyer. You know? He's a longtime fan. He or she is a longtime fan. I don't actually know. You know, I'm all about those longtime fans of the podcast. You know, that's what I want to have growing up. That's all I got for that.
Alright, so now we're going to pit those animals into battle.
Okay.
Valentino, Lewis, Black Dog, or Raincoat Dog? We have 2 pures, 1 neutral, and 1 sinful.
What is this a question again?
We're pitting the 4 animals.
It's the last one of this. If I'm not following it, then I don't
which
think
one
the
of
viewers,
these animals?
If I'm not following that, I don't think the viewers.
Which one of those animals are going to reign victorious?
What are the 3 animals again?
There's 4.
Okay, 4. Okay.
The Black Dog, Raincoat Dog.
I wasn't here when you.
I showed you them all.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Black Dog, Raincoat Dog, Valentino, Madison's cat, and Lewis, the large cat.
Okay, well, Lewis kills Valentino.
For sure.
Because he's bigger. And Raincoat Dog kills other dog because it has armor. Just that extra layer makes all the difference.
So Raincoat...
And then the dog kills the cat. Because dogs kill cats. Easy shit.
Yeah, you know... I think Valentino, though, would use Cupid's bow. And make the dog love him. And then murder the dog in its sleep. And I think Valentino would win because of his greater agility.
Kristoff the Destroyer is asking what the hell infinite girth is. And I think you just need the hashtag infinite girth when it's appropriate. And the answer will become known to you.
I've had some experiences with infinite girth.
Have you?
It's like an ever-expanding...
Back to this... I'm going to bring back up
sorrow
the Skype
deep
thing,
within your
way.
body. Just infinitely girthy inside of you.
We're just going to keep the Skype up till somebody Skypes us.
Is it going to happen?
I don't know.
Is Elon Musk going to Skype us?
I hope so.
Alright, if anybody has Elon Musk's personal number, tell him to Skype us at
honestly,
Famous Max and
might
James.
Work. Elon Musk. Search Skype. A lot come up. A lot of Elon Musks come up.
I feel like he's a pretty transparent guy.
Right? This one says Elon Musk United States.
Elon Musk official.
No, we don't. We're just gonna keep the info up so that people can.
I've got a good Musk about me.
Yeah. What else do you have to talk about, Max? It's been grinding your gears.
You know, I've pretty much exhausted my reserves.
Let's bring in our guest, Tegan Peacock.
Why not?
Yep, clear off the chair, get her a chair, dude. I said clear off the... No, I mean, we have a 3rd chair. You can still be in here too, Max.
Do I have to try the beer?
No, you don't have to drink anything.
Okay, cool.
Although you are invited to if you would like.
I don't want
Can
to
we-
right now.
Then
sit?
then Tegan sits here. And
I
then,
sit there?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. That works. What up? What are we doing?
We're all about education. We're all about science. Can you give us a quick plug on safe sex to our viewers?
Hello! Okay, so, damn, like, what?
You're an
Give
expert
us
in this.
what would
You
be
hold workshops, you help the youth.
What's okay? First, give us. We're gonna go bad news. No, good news, bad news. Good news. Give us the best course of action to pursue safe sex. Okay, just like
Okay.
a good, you know, a scenario that would be good, and then give us the worst possible way that
The
you
worst possible
the-
way to
the-
have sex.
The
The
least
hot-
safe
the
sex.
least. Give us the most dangerous sex. But
Okay.
start with the safest sex, and then tell us the most dangerous sex, so that our viewers can know where they lie within that spectrum.
Okay, so safest sex, you would have consent with your partner, whoever it may be, or with multiple partners, whoever
Very
they
comfy.
may be,
Very
whatever
comfy.
you want. And hopefully, you would know if they have been tested for STDs.
Well, in the safest option, you would know.
Safest option, yes, you would know. Maybe you even got tested together. That's super helpful. Safest option, you would always be wearing a condom. Although birth control,
Male and female condom. Just rubber
you don't
on
have
rubber.
to have two.
Although, get the fun fact about 2 condoms, because this is something I learned
Let me
recently.
say,
Okay.
let me finish safe. Although if a person with a uterus, who can also like reproduce, although birth control can help prevent unplanned pregnancy, it does not help with STI prevention. So condoms are the only way to prevent that. So safest way, you'd be wearing condoms. And
So you should only be using, you should only be having unprotected sexual intercourse with, let's say, somebody who is on birth control that doesn't require a physical barrier, if you know that partner and you are committed long-term in a monogamous relationship.
I would recommend that, yeah. It's definitely a conversation that you should have with your partner. And it's something that you need to be comfortable with and your partner needs to be comfortable with. But if that's something that you think you're ready for and your partner thinks they're ready for, then I would say that that's safe too, as long as you're getting tested regularly still. Just because most STIs do not have visible symptoms, so it's always good to get tested once a year. And there's so many free options out there.
Where can I get it for free?
Well, by law,
Max for free will check you out.
by law, every
But I'm not a
year,
doctor.
It's free though, and he will check you out.
By law, every year you have the right to 1 free HIV test.
Really?
Yes. So you could go to any healthcare provider that provides those types of services. Most providers do.
That's actually really cool. I did not know that.
Yeah. By law, you're allowed to have 1 free HIV test. You have to consent to that type of test, though. And then other great resources for testing are health clinics, Planned Parenthood. There's if you're a student at a university, a lot of the times you can ask your health center. They'll have a bunch of resources and know where you can go for free testing. And sometimes they might even have a couple of clinics where they have free testing as well.
Good.
So that's always great.
I'm liking the educational swing to this, you know? You get the viewers in, you get them there, and you just
What's the
spread
worst
knowledge.
possible thing I can do?
Yeah, segue. What's
the-
the most so that's
most
safest sex.
dangerous.
That's safest sex. I hope you're all keeping that in mind. Contrast. What's the most dangerous sex?
Most dangerous sex by far, having no consent whatsoever. Like, that's just out of the question. Never okay.
Yeah.
Don't ever do that. But let's assume in
Yeah,
this
let's-
scenario that
okay, most
consent
dangerous
is given.
most dangerous
consensual sex.
That's
Most
supposed to-
dangerous consensual sex.
This podcast hereby endorses consensual sex.
you.
Bold
Bold
endorsement.
italics underlined,
But
highlighted.
Okay, so assuming that every sexual act that is going to be happening is consensual, probably the most unsafe sex.
Is there rust involved?
You know, I don't know. I would say using anything that might like physically hurt you that you're like not into or something. Like if let's say you're inserting anything into some sort of orifice, like you really shouldn't be inserting something that's going to damage any of the tissue, like
That's not safe.
no, that's not safe. That's just
But it was consented to in this situation.
yeah, but it's really not safe because that'll increase your risk for
What's-
STIs. You really
For
shouldn't.
entertainment value,
What is that kind of object?
what's the least safe object that you could insert into an orifice?
It really just depends. It depends on what type of orifice.
like a spiked bat?
Yeah, like,
That's pretty unsafe.
don't be putting like sharp objects into any orifice like that.
Or
that's just
if you're
radioactive.
James and you want to eat a
Wow,
light
I
bulb,
don't- Oh yes.
But I also don't want to like shame anyone's kink. Like if that's
If a
something that
spiked
you
object is your
like,
kink.
If you like
that's
to eat
something that you're
glass.
comfortable with, I don't necessarily, I don't recommend
just
it.
unsafe.
But if that's your thing,
Just
that's
know
your
it's
thing,
unsafe.
and that's totally okay. I'm not gonna yuck your yum.
I like that.
Also,
yuck your yum.
yeah.
I wish somebody would yuck my yum.
What else? Also, just like, although there are scenarios where we kind of discussed earlier that you like, if you have the discussion with your partner about not wearing a barrier method or some sort of STI protection, I mean, I would recommend like a condom every time.
All right, so what I'm thinking.
Unsafe.
Wait.
Like,
Quick plug. When it comes to condoms, put 2 on. Elaborate.
okay, so you have been lied to. Lied to! So, if you put 2 condoms on, the friction, like, they won't break. It's very
You can't
unlikely
say they
that
won't break.
They won't break.
Because
Like,
any condom can
it's
break.
possible that it will break, but it's not going to break because of the friction of 2 condoms
what about
running
3?
together. You can put multiple condoms, and if you put them on correctly, that's the kicker right there. If they're put on correctly, without like any air bubbles, you know, like pinch the tip, roll it down, make sure there's like, you know, if you put them on correctly, you can put on multiple condoms. So let's say that you're really feeling it. You got multiple partners at one time right now, and you're all playing.
Taking them off after every insertion.
No,
After-
exactly.
No, yeah, because
you don't
know?
want with every change.
I don't know how many partners Max has in this scenario, but that
So-
sounded very rapid.
So with every change of orifice, you want to change your condom. So like nobody wants to like fumble with the condom every time. So let's say you're having multiple partners and you put on multiple condoms, and that as long as they are put on correctly, that is safe. And also, if you're yes, the person who I work with who's like has a degree in public health, she went to a conference, and they literally had like a high powered drill with 2 like
And they couldn't drill through a condom.
No.
It's diamond strong.
No, they like it was
Carbon
set up in
fiber
a way.
condoms.
It was set up in a way to that they had 2 condoms on a dildo or something like that, and like they were simulating sex, but at like a speed that no
speed.
person with a penis would be able to be that fast, and they didn't break. But they were put on
Let's not
correctly.
assume.
That is the thing right here, though. So we are not responsible if your 2 condoms break because they were not put on correctly. So do not go telling people that James, Max, and Tegan said that I can wear 2 condoms.
This condom.
Wait.
I got ahead of myself. This podcast hereby takes responsibility for a child born as a result of 2 condoms. We will take that child and we will raise it on the principles of this podcast. That child will be a star. The child will be in the podcast.
The child will not go to school.
Okay, that's not on me. That is not on me.
No, it's on the famous Max and James podcast. Please use 2 condoms. If you get pregnant, please send them this link.
Send us your baby.
Tell them to subscribe. Send us your baby.
Yeah.
And follow us on Twitter.
All right, so
On the same note, though, internal condoms are a really great alternative if you're worried about like the whole 2 condom debate, or even just like condoms in general. Like let's say you just don't like the feel of condoms. Internal condoms are a great solution because they don't have to be taken out immediately after ejaculation, so they can stay in, and you can also insert them up to 2 hours before any type of penetrative intercourse.
How comfortable are they from the female perspective, though?
It's obviously it's personal preference, as with like any type of barrier
that's
method.
a loaded question.
It takes a little bit to like practice and get used to, but if they're relatively easy to insert, and they the type of material that they're made out of actually will form to the vaginal wall because like the heat will make it
sticky.
So once you take it out of the packaging, it looks a lot baggier than it's actually going to feel. So that's my plug.
So tell me how unsafe this sex would be.
Okay. So I'll tell you like the reason, like points why it would be unsafe. Okay.
All right.
And I'll tell you how lit it would be. So you get two perspectives.
Let me tell you.
Okay.
Two partners consenting before all the activities occur.
Okay.
This is going to be
consent is continual.
Yeah.
So
consent,
throughout the whole
of course. There's always consent.
Yes.
There's always consent in the situation.
They're
like
constantly being like, yes.
Before every act.
They're just like
consent all the time.
Two partners who are like, yes, right?
Okay.
This is a situation where we're gonna say this is a hypothetical situation. This is not how it works in real life. This is theoretical. Where two partners before every act occurs are just like everything we do is consensual from the night on. This is very hypothetical and theoretical. All right. No condom, no problem. Did not check themselves for STDs.
This is already.
Both.
You're laughing, but this is probably a very common.
Yeah.
Play Edward 40 Hands.
Okay.
And an abandoned iron warehouse. A steel mill. There's rust everywhere.
There's rust everywhere.
The two partners begin intercourse. They then...
Penetrative intercourse? Or...
Penetrative intercourse.
Okay.
They begin penetrative intercourse. During the penetrative intercourse, they finish playing Edward 40 Hands.
Okay.
So they smash the Edward 40 Hands bottles while embracing each other in intercourse.
Okay.
Wait a minute, first of all, on a scale of 1 to 10, how lit is this?
So far, 7.
Yeah, we all know how okay, so...
What? Okay.
7s. It's fine.
Okay. Continue.
First point of it being unsafe, not knowing their STI status.
First point of it being lit, rust everywhere.
I'd be more worried about that. Imagine getting tetanus in your penetration hole.
You trying to get?
Yeah.
You trying to get this dick?
I'm also a little concerned with the Edward 40 Hands. Although alcohol and consent is a very complex and tricky subject because everyone's a little different. But technically, if you are intoxicated,
I was gonna say, legally, I don't think it's very different.
Legally, it's not different. If you are above the legal alcoholic blood content, you are unable to consent.
Is it above the legal content or is it above 0?
I don't know.
Which is weird because
I don't know.
You've all been having.
I completely. There's. You'd have to be unintelligent to not understand the rule. But if two people are drunk and consent to sex, I don't understand.
You run the risk. You run that risk.
I don't understand where that lands you.
You have to know. That's why I would recommend knowing your partner. You run that risk. That's just something that's not. It's not set in stone. But if you're playing Edward 40 Hands, I'm assuming you are over drinking.
Which brings me to the second reason why this is lit: smashing the Edward 40 Hand bottles as you thrust into each other. Very
fucking
lit.
Sick.
Of the utmost litness.
Having the glass rain upon your fleshy body.
Average litness, maybe not 10. Instantaneous litness at that moment, 10.
So every part of that type of scenario, besides, no, I mean, if it's what you're into and you're consenting,
doesn't make it not safe.
It doesn't make it not safe, but the only really truly unsafe parts are obviously broken glass. Like,
Broken.
you shouldn't mess
You've
around with
basically
broken glass.
already gotten tetanus. So what's the difference?
Yeah, the not knowing your partner's STI status and in combination without using a condom, and then the alcohol consumption, and like medically unsafe side of it would be like the risk of tetanus. But as far as like sexually unsafe, if you like to get it on in an old warehouse with a bunch of broken glass,
Max,
that's
can you suck the
totally
foam
up
out
to
of that?
you.
All right.
I don't know how you do that, dude.
Now, how safe is this sex?
Okay.
2 properly put on condoms by condom experts.
Condom experts entered the room, got out their microscopes, got out their It's like the thing, you know, where they have the glass, like the glass
Yes.
and the gloves. They sterilized everything. The most safe.
And this is also going to be assuming, in this case, heterosexual sex.
Yes.
Because we're going to be talking about birth control from a female perspective as well, from a biologically female perspective. IUD.
Okay.
So IUD.
Copper or hormonal?
Copper. We'll go copper.
Okay.
Copper IUD. 2 expertly put on condoms. Okay. In a room with pillow walls.
Okay.
Both partners are in straitjackets, pantsless, and they have other people in cushioned outfits performing the
And
sexual actions for them.
everyone involved, not just the 2 people
course.
having sex,
Yes.
have consented.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Perfectly
that's the
safe.
scenario? Okay.
Perfectly safe.
Fun question. Do you
I
think
mean-
anything similar to this has ever happened?
Consensually, probably. But that's
Or
really,
at all?
that's a
I mean,
really
at all. This is
depressing
a very.
This is purely for the sake of.
I mean, maybe there's like.
I guess it couldn't be for
Somebody
procreation because I
could, but-
mentioned there was 2
I mean-
condoms and a copper IUD.
Well, sex for simply procreation
That would not be
is
the
not
most-
necessarily all enjoyable either. Like,
I didn't say it was enjoyable. I never said. I said safe.
oh, well, it's
This
safe.
is pure.
but
This is pure
sex
safety.
should always be enjoyable.
So, how lit is this?
How lit is this?
Mhm.
Well, you have the perspective of
It
people
might
who are
be kind of lit
who are-
for the people who are moving the other people.
Okay,
so
here's
this is pretty
what I'm
lit.
saying. I'm breaking it down. Okay, if you're penetrating or being penetrated, I mean, you've consented to this. This is something you have in mind. This is something you want. This is something at least at one point you thought you wanted. Probably turns out to be pretty good because like it's designed to feel good. You know, you got your genitals
Yeah.
rubbing against each other. You're bumping uglies. It's gonna feel good and it's different. You know, it's
Especially-
exciting. The heart rate is up. Okay,
The heart rate's
so
definitely
lit. At least like a 7 or 8 because the heart rate's up.
So this is more than 8 is more than the Rusty Warehouse with Edward 40 Hands of Glass.
Oh, that was like
You
a
said
7.
7.
That was a 7.
Yeah, so this is probably like a 4 or 5.
The people who are so how many people are doing this? Would you say? Give me a rough estimate.
Well, you know, I guess you don't really need to use your arms all the time when having sex.
You don't ever. It's not required.
But it'd be helpful for balance, especially in like a pillowed room.
But
or
there are people who are
assisting.
Who's on top? The penetrated or the penetrator?
Maybe it depends. They
well, at this
they
moment,
can still speak.
let's
they
say
can still speak to the human.
Let's say the
movers.
penetratee is on top of the penetrator, and everybody's consenting, and 2 people, lower body grabbed at the waist and the shoulders, are are assisting the penetratee consensually.
Now,
How lit is it for them?
they're probably getting pretty swole.
If it's consensual,
No,
I mean,
okay.
they're probably into it.
Because you didn't clarify, I'm going to add more to this lore. Those 2 people are penetrating each other. All right, and
It's lit.
so I'm gonna say I'm gonna give a certified famous James 8.5 out of 10 lit because they're at the same. Oh no, it's not at the same rhythm. It's on the offbeat. So they're. So picture that. We're gonna have a fan art competition for the next week. By the next two System Max and James, I want the best drawn image you can of this scenario. Okay.
What is the most? All right, so I went with the most unsafe and I guess the safest.
Well,
what is the middle ground? What's your middle ground?
What's
Give us the most middle
average?
ground sex.
Most middle ground, like on the safe scale.
The whole scale.
Safe.
So not safe or unsafe.
Oh, okay. So
And-
like,
So you're
that's what I
running the
meant,
risk
like.
though. Because not
honestly, like
But it's also
middle
not
line,
unsafe.
showing up to a party, grabbing someone random, alcohol's
right?
involved. You have a condom. You should always just wear.
But that's
a
not middle
condom.
ground. That's not middle ground. I feel like that's leaning on the upper echelon.
It's leaning, but I mean, once you take condom out of the equation,
Check
like
what I've got.
it's
Check out this piece
it's
of
on.
latex.
So like,
check out this goat skin.
so I would say like, most unsafe scenario would be in an environment you are not aware of or know of well, with a partner you don't really know well, with a condom, not knowing your partner's STI status. You still have to have consent. Always have to have consent. And then if there's a person involved who's on birth control, like if they didn't take their birth control correctly or their birth control fails in that moment.
That sounds pretty low grade. Is this middle grade?
I think it's middle grade. I mean, like the majority of sex that college students are having isn't necessarily the safest, but it's not necessarily the most unsafe. Like there are definitely across the spectrum, but excuse me.
Excuse me.
Like the random hookup with a condom is like mid ground, I would say. But also not shaming any of that. Like that's totally normal, totally fine. You take that own risk, but just like, know what you're doing.
The famous Max and James endorses all of this. Round of applause for Tegan. For famous Tegan.
Oh.
She is now famous Tegan.
Thanks everyone.
Now she's
Thank you for your sex education course.
You're welcome anytime.
Take it to heart. That's fucking
All
right.
So we're gonna tie it all together. We'd like to welcome our next interviewee, Isaac. Everybody, round of applause for Isaac. Wow. Okay. First of all, me and Isaac, we're all gonna chug a beer.
Yeah. Okay. Let me pee first.
Okay.
Mine's gonna be out of a glass.
I see. He's too good. He's too good for
wow.
a can.
A lot of foam.
He's too good for a can.
Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. Cause I need to pee too. We're gonna take a break. Okay. I'm gonna play some music. It's gonna be some funky fucking music. If you leave, I cannot describe to you what will happen. Okay. I will. Isaac, you like this kid? He's a cute little kid. Okay. Tegan too. Okay. Something bad's gonna happen. I'm not gonna say what it is, but something bad's gonna happen to both of them and to this whole house and to, frankly, this whole neighborhood, to just the integrity of everybody watching. If anybody unsubscribes, if anybody stops watching, okay, we're at what, 7, 8 viewers right now. If that changes by the time I get back, you'll be sorry. Okay, you'll be sorry.
So
Okay.
they're just gonna stare at me?
Yes. What
video
they're
on.
gonna do is
Play a video.
no, they're gonna listen to some music.
Rewind.
They're gonna listen to some music, and
How can we incorporate Rust into our podcast? I want to breathe in Rust flakes.
I need to pee. But they're
Sounds like a good
they're
cereal.
listening to music right now.
Rust flakes. So who's mic off?
Breathing for you. That's all that I do.
Alright, we're back. You know what it is. We're about to have a chug off. Okay? Are we pre-cracked? Okay, well, Isaac is
pre-cracked.
Well, Isaac is a glass, dude.
I'll give you a 2-second head start.
Ooh, bold.
Oof. Alright. On
Are
the
we
count
sitting or
of
standing?
3.
I'm gonna stand if you're out of a glass, dude. I'll also... Okay.
It's off! Oh, whoa! Alright. Ready? 1.
Hold on.
Wait. 3, 2, 1.
Close.
If that's not the content you want to see, I don't know what is.
So if anyone's interested, the ESF cross country team and myself and some of the soccer team,
Perhaps.
a bunch of really cool people, only the coolest of the cool,
Yeah.
will be running a beer mile this coming Saturday.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's today? Monday?
Today's Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Why don't you explain what a beer mile is to everybody who doesn't know?
So our beer mile, just so we're not going to do a generic description. We go to the quarry in Syracuse, up above South Campus.
I don't know if we had to say the exact location. I was just talking about the rules, but
Whatever. All are welcome. So in a beer mile, you are required to be within a drinking zone, which is just like a 10-foot space between the starting line and the finish line. And you have to chug a full 12-ounce beer that is at least
5%, right?
4.5.
it has to be at least 5%.
At least 5% ABV. Out of a can or a bottle, your choice, but it cannot be out of a glass.
True.
After chugging said beer, you have to run 400 meters, quarter mile.
Which is a quarter of a mile.
Quarter of a mile. At which point you will pick up a second beer and chug said second beer within previously mentioned space.
This is very official. You can type this out and it would be...
And repeat this.
And so yeah, then you chug your second beer, run your second 400 meters, third beer, third 400 meters, fourth beer, finish your last 400 meters.
So basically by fourth lap, you're full of beer, you've been running, two not comfortable feelings, two not comfy feelings.
And then to top it off, you, after finishing your 4 beers and 1 mile, you have to go a full 10 minutes, right?
Yes, without throwing
A
up.
full 10 minutes without throwing
Because
up.
if you throw up, what's the penalty, Isaac?
You chug another beer and run another lap.
Yes.
Every time you throw up, right?
Yes.
Or is it just once?
Well,
I feel like
after just once, it kind of gets like,
it's like I don't want to do it again.
nobody will hold you to it after just once, but...
So, as far as beer miles go, we don't really look at winners and losers and times. It's more finishers and quitters.
Although, if we were looking at winners and losers and times...
We have
James and I are
3-time
pretty
I'm
close.
a senior in college, and I have won 3 times. And, and my senior year competition is coming up Saturday. So wish me luck in the chat. If you don't wish me luck in the chat, I'm gonna feel bad. But yeah, I'm looking for the 4-beat.
Yeah.
But
I've never done a beer mile. I've done a nog jog.
Oh, explain what a nog jog is.
Which
Similar.
is the same thing, except we replaced the beer with a glass of eggnog.
Well,
one cup of
we were
eggnog.
finishing
to
a
be
quart of
specific.
eggnog.
You have to finish a quart of eggnog within your mile. I'm not a runner. I did it in about 8 minutes.
I can't remember the time, but you finished it, which was astounding.
That's really good, yeah.
Yeah.
I finished it as well, so I can vouch. Like I had the same experience. It hurt. It was pain because like the beer mile makes you feel like you're gonna throw up. There's lots of bubbles. There's lots of beer. You're like, oh, I'm kind of getting drunk. It's coming back up. The nog jog was just pain. It was like my stomach is trying to come through the front of my chest.
It's just so thick. I've never had something so thick and so quick.
So thick, so quick.
Call me thick and quick.
But yes, that was so. That was a. How would you describe that experience in a scale from unsafe to lit?
Lit.
It was lit. Okay.
Way more lit if it was rum spiked eggnog.
Ooh, we might have to make that happen.
So seamlessly segueing into.
I had something to segue into you, but what do you?
Well, I was gonna go off of our drinking marathon contest type deals. We haven't done our Tour de Franzia yet.
True.
Tour de Franzia. Can you explain what Tour de Franzia is?
Well, there's a lot of different variations. Ours, after a lot of discussion and arguing and decision making, I think we landed on it was going to be teams of 4 or so, each getting assigned.
More if you feel that you need it.
Yeah, there's definitely wiggle room.
At least
that.
3.
Yeah,
maximum.
Well,
5.
I mean, you would want at least 3.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put a maximum of 5.
Each team is given a 5-liter box of Franzia wine, and has to finish it before any other team in any way that they want.
Yes.
But while drinking the wine, we would be playing Mario Kart.
Because then it's more of like a Tour de France type thing. You know, you're racing.
So like classic Tour de Franzia, I believe, is actually bike riding, is it not?
Well, classic, I think...
Spinning.
Or no, the original is watching
the Tour
de France.
Yes.
And drinking a 5-liter box of wine.
But there's no correlation between what you're doing and drinking the wine.
Yeah.
What about while you do a Tour de Franzia, while you have a spin, like a spin mobile?
Like just a stationary bike?
Yeah, you have a spin. You do stationary biking.
That kind of suck.
That would be fucking awful.
We'll just fill up water bottles, go to Archibald, get on the stationary bikes.
Everybody take a liter of wine, get on the stationaries, and spin.
What was your segue?
Well, that led me to something else, but I will segue to something else. It's called the 8, 12, 16, 24 challenge. Okay, you guys got the numbers? What were those numbers?
8, 12, 16, 24.
4, 8, 12, 16, 32, 24.
Half pint?
Okay,
regular beer,
no,
pint,
no. You wish. 8, 12, 16, 24. You have donuts you have to eat.
8 donuts.
Miles you have to run.
12
Damn,
miles.
I already don't want to do it.
Beers you have to drink.
16 beers.
Times you have to masturbate. So you can assign those 4 things to the 4 numbers however you want.
Oh, I thought that was in the order.
No.
Oh,
so you have
okay.
8, 12, 16, 24. Donuts, beers,
Is it
miles, and times masturbating.
Is this within 24 hours?
It's just you're competing against others. What's your fastest time? But assume okay, and you're cut off at 24 hours. And if you don't finish with 24 hours, you're shamed forever. So what's the fastest?
And to masturbate, you have to ejaculate.
You have to orgasm.
Okay. Yeah, that's
true. 2
true.
are not necessarily.
That's true.
You have to orgasm.
Damn.
So very.
I feel like also a great advantage.
Yes.
Yes, you do.
That refractory period is.
But while we're on the biological thing, beers and miles not as much of an advantage, so I feel like it evens out. But so where do you guys?
What was the other one? Donuts.
It's donuts.
All right, is it like Krispy Kremes or is it just donuts?
We're assuming. Okay,
shit.
I get this question a lot. We're assuming Krispy Kreme.
That's so tough. All right, here's my ideal situation.
Okay, 8, 12, 16, 24.
6 miles. I can't run.
It's
6 is not a number. 8. 12.
Oh, 8.
8, 12, 16, 24.
Oh, wait. 8.
Okay, I would.
12 miles. 12 miles. I'm sure I can do that over the course of like 24 hours.
24 hours. That's not bad.
12 miles. 6 masturbates.
You mean 8?
8 masturbations. 12 beers and 24 donuts.
Imagine putting those together, though.
Wait, 16 beers.
16 beers.
Over the course, I personally, if I was doing this, I would have to be awake for these the entirety of the 24 hours.
It's not just
unless I was taking like a power nap.
But let's assume 24 hours.
Assuming 24 hours, that's rough. You'd have to be okay.
Because otherwise, I mean, I do this challenge all the time. If it's not a time limit,
I mean, eventually, yes.
I feel like 48 hours though, doable.
Okay, well, what if you had to do it 24 hours or you died?
Gun to your head, 24 hours, 8, 12, 16, 24.
Well, I would beat off and drink beer while I masturbate. I'd beat off, eat donuts, and masturbate at the same time.
That's actually pretty. That's
crafty.
Impressive
in terms of the orgasm.
First round 2, right? I'd put on a beer hat, 2 beers in the beer hat, 1 donut in my hand, 1 hand on my dick, and I'd be going to town on all 3 things at the same time.
I would be very intrigued to watch that. I think if I was doing this, ideally...
Wait. I have a question. Can I do this on, like, a treadmill?
Wow.
Because I would do everything at once. I wouldn't stop. I wouldn't stop.
Full stance just for the imagery. I'm going to allow it.
Also, we're gonna add the 4, 12, 16, 24 max edition to the drawing competition.
Yeah.
So please draw a max on a treadmill, masturbating, eating donuts, and drinking beer.
Yes. That's also allowable in our drawing competition. I kind of actually want to
Dude, I'd get done so quick.
I'm gonna actually like put up this drawing competition on Twitter. So if you don't follow us on Twitter, please follow us on Twitter because that's where we're gonna do all the fun stuff.
Oh.
But
I'm a world champion. I can just imagine it.
So if I was doing this, definitely 8 for masturbating, reaching an orgasm.
Okay.
That just hurts. That just
I
hurts.
would say...
There's pain.
Actually, wait.
12 and 16 is...
And it's masturbating. You can't do it with a partner.
Right.
Okay.
12
so we're clear.
12 and 16...
Actually, you can masturbate in the presence of a partner, but...
They can't touch.
No physical contact.
No touch.
No assistance.
Okay.
Nah.
12 and 16.
Get out of the room. I need complete isolation. Solitude.
Don't look at me.
In my most pure form.
12 and 16, I would say easily interchangeable. Beer and donuts. One of them would have to be running.
I would rather... Okay, well, I guess I'll put my input after.
I would say, so either 12 or 16 could be running, and then the other one would be beer or donuts. Those are pretty easy.
Wait, so where are you putting as the 24?
That's where it gets difficult. Not beer. It'd have to be donuts then, but that's a
beer
lot
an hour.
of donuts.
That's a beer an hour.
That's basically saying all I'm going to eat today is donuts, and I'm going to eat 24 donuts.
Which 24 donuts.
You kind of need fuel to do those other things.
24 donuts,
Which
16 beers, 12
terrible.
miles, 8 beat-offs.
24 miles split up throughout 24 hours wouldn't be terrible.
You could just walk for 24
but
hours.
Given that I'm also
No, it has to be at least jogging.
Really?
Yes. It has to be like running, like so which counts jogging, but you can't be walking. Otherwise you can just kind of like pace around. It has to be like you have to pick up the pace.
Yeah.
What if it's like speed walking? Like I'm like...
We're going to say at least 12-minute mile.
Which is pretty slow.
That's
easily power
that's
walk
slower than your average
12-minute mile. Yeah. You said 12-minute mile, right? 12-minute mile?
That's maybe a little slow.
12 times
24.
24 is how many hours? A 12-minute mile. Okay, that's 288 minutes divided by 60.
4.
That's still averaging a 5-hour marathon, essentially.
I mean, that's a slow marathon.
I'm just saying, I'm pretty sure people in the low end are like 6 hours, right?
What?
Aren't people in like a slow end like 6 hours and like being decent like 4?
Because they're taking breaks to walk. I'm saying.
Yeah, get on a treadmill, put it at a 12-minute mile pace. You'll be miserable.
Yeah.
Because it'll be so slow.
Really?
Like you'll be walking maybe a little bit briskly. It's a lot slower than you.
In 6th grade, I did a 15-minute mile. I was trying.
That's walking. That's
I was trying.
No, you weren't.
It was hard, bro.
No, you weren't.
It was hard.
And then you'd like walk.
And then
I'd be like
slower than your normal
well,
walking.
It was hard. It was hard.
Okay. I think like 4th to 6th grade, I was running like 9-minute miles, which was like slow for my class. Like there were kids in my class running like 7
I can do
minutes.
a
At least you're going faster than walking.
I can do it a 7.5-minute nog jog, so I'm cool.
That's impressive. That's actually impressive. Actually, insert anytime nog jog. That's impressive.
How quick did I run around your house? How fast did Eskimo run? Like 22 seconds?
Pretty fast. But so, do you guys have final answers? Quick.
Final answer.
I gave you my final answer.
8, 12, 16, 24. I'd go masturbating, beer, running, donuts.
Ooh, yeah,
The same?
that's good. I had it switched. I had masturbating, running, beer, donuts.
See, the running, like 12 and 16 are really close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they all equally spaced? No, they're not.
No.
Okay. For a second, I was like, I'm an idiot. No, 12 and 16 are pretty easily interchangeable, I would say.
4 makes a difference.
I'm going 12.
8 and 12 are
I'm
on
going
the
12
4 part, too,
miles.
so 8 and
12
12 are
mile run,
equally
16 beers. Let's just say I start at midnight. I end at midnight. Like
That's
I can,
that's a good day. That's
That's a good
Look,
day.
I can
you
easily
tell me you don't feel accomplished at the end
Also,
of that day.
honestly, I kind of want to do this.
I do too. I would definitely do that.
Saturday, December 16th.
Okay. I'm going 8 masturbations, 2 orgasm. I'm going...
That would hurt so bad. I don't want to think about that. There's just pain involved.
I'm going 12 beers.
I don't think I could do that in a day.
16 donuts, 24 miles. Because I'm doing this, I'm running the whole time. I'm running for a whole...
See, I was considering the 24 miles.
I'm going
but I
24
think
miles.
I think 24 miles would make 8 masturbations a lot more difficult.
I just love running. No, I don't.
24 masturbations.
Especially have like the advantage over the running.
I'm
You could easily run it.
I'm
But
a,
like
I'm a slim dude.
in the terms of 24
it doesn't
miles,
matter what I. Also, I'm a slim dude who has like no dietary restrictions. Like,
right, you eat anything.
I'm very designed to kind of do this
But, like,
type of thing.
The way I was looking at 'cause I
This
was thinking
challenge
about
is
that
kind of
too.
designed towards my body.
But like 20 in the scale of 24 miles, given that you're also drinking that much beer and eating that many donuts, I don't think there's much of a difference between you and the average like avid runner. Like I think you would definitely would beat them.
Okay, for some reason, okay.
I think
Because
everything else.
I've done a
definitely
fair amount of
levels
beer
the
miles.
playing
I've done almost 10 beer miles in my life. I'm not as good of a runner as the people I've competed against, and I'm not as good of a drinker as some of the people I've competed
Right,
against.
it's the
but
the
for
fact
some
that
reason,
they're
for
better.
some reason, when you put them together, I've always won. So I don't like. I'm assuming when you put these things together, I'll win.
Yeah.
Like it's not like I could eat the most donuts. Max could probably eat more donuts than me, if we're being honest. Isaac could probably beat off at least twice as many as me.
I don't know about that.
I have
I've
no-
got a pretty long refractory period.
I would much rather. I'd be so much more confident about doing this if it was 6, 12, 16, 24. Because like 8 is
6, 12
uncomfortably
how about
high.
wait,
for masturbating.
How about
I've certainly never beat off 8 times.
What about
in a day? But
6,
I'm saying
12,
I probably
18,
could.
24?
What?
How about,
Ooh,
what about
6,
6,
12,
12, 18, 24?
Honestly, and if we're being real, I'm about to Google that. That might be what it is. All right, so
So it is 6, 12, 18,
so we
24.
have a plot twist for our viewers. It actually is 6, 12, 18, 24. Because I thought it was close with the 24, but I guess I'm just remembering it.
I mean,
still,
given that, I'm not going to change my order.
Yeah,
still do
I'm
the
still
same thing.
masturbating only
I'm
6
sorry.
times.
I'm sorry to everybody watching. It is 6, 12, 18, 24.
I'm still only going 12 miles. 18
I feel like-
beers.
okay, but
that's
in-
hard.
in my
18
defense-
beers is
in my
hard.
defense-
18
in my
donuts,
defense-
24 donuts hard.
It's pretty much the same decision.
Yeah, it's
like
it's not going to make that much of a
Yeah.
difference.
I'm going to say
In terms of decision making, in terms of doing it, big difference.
in terms of doing it, in terms of the fact it's 6, 12, 18, 24. So it's in increments of 6, which I thought it was in increments shorter, and then the 24 was big to make it a bigger difference, but it's an increment of 6. So 6, 12, 18, 24.
See, I thought when you first said it, it was like half pint, 12-ounce beer, full pint, pint and a half. That's what I thought at first. Now I was like
8, 12, 16, 24 like makes I don't know.
I think you're just thinking about Lost. 4, 8, 12, 16.
No, 4. Okay, no. Regardless, it is 6, 12, 18, 24. I don't think that affects any of our answers.
All right. So closing the topic on that, one that James and I have talked about. I imagine he's talked about with you, or at least brought it up. The what is it? 100 by 100.
oh, which one's that? That's 100 beers,
100 beers, 100 miles.
and you can split it up
It's
against.
called the 100 on 100.
On 100.
You have 100 beers, you have 100 miles. Any order, what's the fastest you can complete it?
Oh, I thought you only had a certain amount of time to do it.
Well, I was looking for the world record. So
Oh.
Okay, answer that quick while I look for the world record.
So if you had to drink 100 beers and run 100 miles, strategically to get to your fastest time, what would you do?
I'd probably like split up across days, honestly. For one, my own safety. This I'd probably have to walk it. Can I walk this one?
No,
I'd probably
it has to be at least jogging pace.
This one's supposed to be jogging pace too?
Yes, yes. I'm on a page that says 100 beers, 100 miles. Death before dishonor.
Look, I'd say I'd probably do 10 beers and run as many miles as I can, fall asleep, wake up, eat a good breakfast. You know, 10 beers throughout like an 8-hour day, not going to be hungover. As long as I'm eating properly, you know. And do that over the course of 10 days, probably.
Yeah. I don't think that would be too bad.
And on the last day, if I'm like finished my running, which I doubt I would, because I can definitely go more than 10 miles in a day. On flat. I'm not climbing more than 10 miles a day. I'm not climbing in the Adirondacks for, you know, 12
No, this
miles.
isn't. You can choose whatever location. It could be. I mean,
I'm walking
not
fucking.
to give away any secrets, but it could be downhill.
I'm walking A1A, bro. I'm going A1A. I'm gonna roll
There's
down a hill.
no rules
I'm
for
gonna
where the
roll-
location is
I'm
for
gonna
that.
roll down a hill and gather as much speed as I can.
Also, no rules for the beer, but I'm assuming it has to be
Like 5%.
like
yeah.
maybe not 5%, but at least 4%. Like, come on. Like,
See,
there's no official rules, so basically the only rule is you have to complete it and not be shamed by the time you're done with it.
I still think the best way to do it, for myself at least, would be to do a very small amount of mixing the two. So I would do like a couple beers and run as much as I could, and then get the running out of the way, and then just pound beers.
If anybody watching can find the 100 on 100 record, that'd be great. I would love you forever.
Yeah, I can imagine doing, like-
Please send a link to the chat or just
Like a
any sort of
marathon's worth
indication
in a
how to
day?
find us in the
Yeah.
chat.
And then the next day, not running at all, but drinking like 30 beers.
Yeah.
Not that I want to drink 30 beers in a day, but
Right.
wake up, start putting back some brews.
Well, I'm
Maybe,
not even-
but
I'm
you
not
know,
even saying-
message in the chat. Let's see if James can hold his first place standing this Saturday. Wow.
Ooh.
But continue.
Look, I'm just saying, like, even if we're running like 30 miles, though, I'm sure I can put back 1 or 2 beers. You know what I mean? Which
Yeah.
would help. Which should help. Because if you do that over the course of 3 or 4 days, like, it's gonna take off 10 beers.
Yeah,
a
which
lot.
makes a big difference.
So what's the strategy? What's your? Let's say you have to do it in 4 days.
4 days.
Let's say if it,
So I would
okay,
run.
no. Let's say you have to do it in a week. Let's say you have to
A
do it in a
week.
week. Okay, a week.
I would do 25 miles a day for 4 days,
You're done. Oh wait, no. Okay.
and then beer.
And then beer. So 3 days to drink 100 beers.
Yeah. No, that's not what I was saying. I'm sorry. 25 miles a day, 4 days, while also having 5 beers a day. Knock off 20 over the course of those 4 days, and then have 80 to go in the last 3 days.
That's so rough. That's so rough.
And then, like, I mean, you definitely, you couldn't, I don't think it would be...
Even if it's 2 beers an hour for 16 hours, like, you'll be drunk the whole day.
Right.
You'll be drunk
But
the whole, like,
I don't think it would
whole
be
3 days.
strategic at all to lay out a plan and then follow it. I think you would definitely have to play it by ear. Like, right now I'm saying 25 miles a day, 4 days, and 5 beers a day. If I get done with my 25 miles and I finish my 5 beers and I still feel fine, I'd definitely have a couple more. Like, get it out while you feel you can.
I do like 2 beers, 12 miles, 2 beers, 12 miles, another couple beers after that. That's what I'd probably do it. Is I'd wake up, eat breakfast, have a couple beers with breakfast. Then I'd run a bit, get lunch, you know, because remember,
You need to eat and drink water a lot.
Yeah, you need to drink a lot of water. Lunch, you know, have a couple glasses of water, have a couple beers also though. But it's a nice hearty lunch, you know. I'm spending big money on this fucking challenge.
Because let's assume I'm doing Miller High Life, which I would, because
The champagne of beer.
the champagne of beer is
Ruin Miller High Life for the rest of your life.
no, then nothing can do so.
You would see it and wince.
Because I think the record is like something like ridiculous, like 70 hours or something like that.
That's
Miller's
not
forced.
safe.
It's something that's seemingly not safe.
100 beers in 70 hours.
I'm saying,
yo, I'm gonna get the drill,
running,
and I'm gonna fucking put the drill. You know, you seen the video where the guy puts the drill, he like spins it, and it sucks the beer into his mouth. He makes like a vacuum.
Yeah, that's fucking LA Beast.
Yeah, LA Beast, LA Beast.
By
LA Beast.
the way,
that shit.
LA Beast is what inspired me to make this
really
banger, yeah. But aside from that, I'm saying I could do it in less than 4 days. Because I'm running, if I'm just jogging, 30 miles in a day easily. In shape. I'm training for this, right? I'm training for this.
Yeah, obviously.
Okay. Assuming I've trained for this, I'm breaking 30 miles in a day easily. So I'm getting I could get the running done in 3 days. Drinking beer while I'm running, if I'm drinking beer and like 1 part beer, 2 part water. Because keep in mind, this is something I actually want to do. These 2 challenges that I've brought up, I know them so well because they're things that I want to do.
You didn't know it well enough to know it was 6, 12, 18, 24.
I did not know that one as well, but the 100 on 100 I've thought about much more. But the 8, 12, 16, 24 is honestly probably harder.
Than the 100 on 100?
Because, I'm only saying that because you switch it from 6 to 8 times beating off, for me.
Yeah.
That's why I say it's tremendously harder, because you have a huge percentage gain in beating off. But the 100 on 100... I'm thinking I'm doing it in less than 4 days.
I don't know if I'd want to do it.
Because I'm saying I run at least 25 miles early. I wake up like 5, 6. I crank that out. That takes what? 3, 4 hours? Let's say 4 hours. 5 hours. Let's say 5 hours because I'm jogging it slow. For 25 miles.
Oh, okay. I was thinking 12 or something.
25 miles in 5 hours. Because I'm doing it in less than 4 days.
Reasonable. And it's flat or
And I do a
downhill.
little bit more the first day, so I have to do less in the second days. And then, so I'm done. Let's say it takes 5 hours. I get up at like 5 or 6. I'm done by noon, dude. I'm done by noon. 25 beers from noon to midnight.
So you're only going to sleep for like 5 hours?
25 beers from noon to like 5 a.m. the next day when I run.
So you're not sleeping?
Barely. Barely.
Like that's a dangerous game to play.
I don't know. I think it's gonna work.
Something, not to get too far off topic, I thought of.
Okay, I'm gonna pee, and then when I get back, we have an actual interview question for you.
Okay.
This was all tangent, but we'll be back to the main topic of the night.
So James already knows about this. We've talked about it. So Max, you know at Beer Garden.
Yeah, I love a beer garden.
You go
Biergarten, yeah.
You go on your birthday.
Yeah,
they give you a free boot.
10 seconds.
2 seconds.
2 seconds?
2 seconds.
No, it's not 2 seconds. They did not do 2 liters in 2 seconds.
That's what's written on the record.
No. It's like 12 seconds. I refuse. I
swear it was. Maybe it was 12. 2 sounds too bad.
No one's having a flux of a liter per second.
Even then, 12 seconds, 2 liters. How do you feel about that?
Disgusting. Don't believe it. Don't want to believe it. I want to see it though. That's just and putting back 2 liters of beer.
Which
German beer.
Right, because wait, do you get to choose what beer you want?
No, they give you the cheapest
it's
beer.
The same one.
The cheapest German beer they have. Yeah.
So let's assume it's like a 4%. We're talking about the Beer Garden boot record. What do you remember it being?
I don't.
For the male. Was it 12 seconds?
It's
for some reason I thought it was 2 seconds.
It might be 22. It might be 22.
And by weirdly fast,
No.
I mean faster than I think I could chug, which is I begin to doubt it if it's faster than me.
I think 12. I think it was 12.
I'm pretty sure it's 12, but it's somewhere between 12 and 20 for sure.
For how much?
2 liters of beer.
I mean, okay, it's out of a boot, which is full
which helps.
It's basically as fast as it can fall. So I mean, if you just turn it upside down, it would fall in 2 seconds. Let's say, because there's a little bit of a dip to it. So how fast can you open up your throat? I've never tried to get that much liquid down my throat.
Right.
I'm just saying you're not going to fit like that much. Like,
you know what we have?
We don't. I don't know where it is.
We have a boot
I
somewhere.
don't know where it is. We had the money in it.
Yeah.
And then it was
the
last I saw it was sitting on the piano when I took the money out of it and went downstairs.
Y'all can try that. I'm not going to.
So it may have been stolen. We'll have to ask Dan or Marley because they would have seen it last.
But alas, maybe we'll make that a challenge on the next pod. We'll find out the specifics, and then we'll try and see if we can break it.
I'll do a 1 liter boot.
What?
I'll do a 1 liter or whatever that one was. I bought you the boot for Christmas. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, we're trying to. Yeah. But so we have a boot. We'll figure out the specific because we don't have the specifics right now. It's not what matters.
Should go to beer garden this week.
Okay. So we're gonna take a vote here, and Tegan's allowed to vote as well. Do we chug one more before we go into our discussion?
I don't want to drink anymore.
You're having more.
I mean, I will.
Okay.
You have to go get it though. There's more in the living room.
All right. Get me one. Yeah.
3.
I guess we're doing this. Yeah.
So
this is crazy. It's a Tuesday night.
Did you read the message that I sent?
All right, I guess I don't get one.
I don't think so.
You should read it.
I'm not taking one. I'm gonna sit this one out.
Okay.
I'm gonna drive home. You know how it is.
No, you're not.
All the
Max,
way back
no, that's not what
Red
we
Bull.
What?
Okay. One reviewer said they last saw it on the piano, the boot.
Yep,
Are you
that's
doing
where
it
I
with
last
glass?
saw it too. Yeah. I'm not in the mood to.
Max, can you get me a glass while I ask Isaac our question?
No.
Okay.
It's our rule. You
Max,
should
can you ask Isaac a question while I get a glass?
Yes. Isaac. What is the
a
most
question or the question?
It's a question.
Okay.
What's the most shame you've ever felt without having been called out on something? I want to know that.
I would definitely have to think about that for a long time. Some of the first things that came to my mind quite recently. I'll try to make this
I
really
asked him
quick.
what was the most shame he's felt without being called out on something.
Quite recently,
Wow.
like literally 4 days ago, my dad bought a new smoke detector for the house. It's supposed to have a 10 year life, like the battery life. So he wanted me to install it. So I rip open the packaging and I'm thinking to myself, there's got to be some way to pull a tab out so the batteries activate, or to flip a switch so it activates or whatever. So I flip the thing over and there's a little flathead screwdriver spot that says on off next to it. So I immediately pull out a screwdriver and flip it, thinking this is how you activate it. Upon further reading, there's a little tiny fine print next to it that says turning switch to the off position permanently disables this alarm. So what the purpose of the switch was to, after 10 years, your smoke detector starts beeping saying the battery's almost dead. You turn it, the battery drains, and it's dead, and you throw it away. So I just killed the smoke detector upon opening it. And I felt like a complete idiot, so I ran to the hardware store and bought another one. Didn't tell my dad. Just fuck it. Threw the dead one in my backpack. It's actually up in my room. I was playing with it. It's a different story. Got a new one, got it set up, and installed it, and it works. So I felt pretty shitty about that. Other one that came to mind was when I was like 9 or 10 years old. My parents live a 3-minute walk away from the high school, and there's the athletic complexes down there.
They caught you smoking weed under the bleachers.
No. There's a football game, Friday night football, high school.
And the coach caught you smoking weed under the bleachers.
Friday Night Lights.
I wanted to go to the game, and my friends were all at the game, and I talked about going to the game with my mom. I was like, hey, I might go to the game later. And my siblings and my dad were all gone. And it was just my mom, and she ran to the store really quick.
Oh.
And then I decided, you know what, I am going to go to the game. So I just left. She came home and was terrified because I wasn't home, and she didn't know where I went. So she was freaking out, and she's running all over the place. This was before I had a cell phone, obviously. So
in high school?
No, I was 8 or 10, or 8 or 9 or 10 years old.
Okay. Did you say that?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's how I started the story.
Okay.
So I'm sitting in the bleachers with my friends, and I see my mom walking down to the bottom of the bleachers, looking around. So I wave to her, and she like kind of sighs and like, oh, there he is. Like she looked like flustered, so I like went down to see her, and she's like almost crying. And she's like, I didn't know where you were, and I was just really worried, and like please don't do that again. And I felt really bad, so I went home, and I don't know. I've used that in interviews before when they say like, when have you made a mistake in your life?
Just
like, that's the first one that comes to my mind.
Just straight up.
Make sure you tell your mom where you're going.
Yeah,
exactly.
And like to this day, like I still tell my parents where I'm going. Like that's the point of like the interview question is when they're like, how did you right your wrong? Like to this day, I always tell my parents where I'm going, and then they tell me like,
even
I don't
now,
care. You're 21 years old. You don't have to tell us where you're
Hey
going.
mom, I'm in James' room right now. I'm in James' room. Okay, he's your roommate. I don't care. I don't care what room you're in. Just
I'm going to the kitchen really quick.
Go in the bathroom.
Okay, interview question.
Just pull my pants off.
We're gonna chug a beer first.
What was there was something if we chugged, right? Is there a bet? Is there some sort of thing we can make this interesting with?
Oh, I don't want to race. I don't want to lose.
Max, you want to make this interesting somehow?
Under 6 seconds, or else
U69.
Wow.
What if only one of us is under 6 seconds?
Only one of you has to actually perform the 69. But you both would be in position.
Alright, something else.
You eat ass. Each other's ass.
Something
give
a little
each
more.
other a foot massage. Give the loser a foot massage. Wait, give the winner a foot massage.
What if we both win? Max gives us both foot massages.
No, but the winner.
Okay,
as
I
in
like that.
If you're
no, we're just trying.
faster time.
No, nope. Trying to get under 6 seconds. That's the goal.
All right.
If we had more viewer participation, they could decide the outcome of these competitions.
Ready? I don't care. Just go. 3.
Oh, wait,
2.
Okay. give me more time than that, dude.
5. 4. 3.
Give me a 10.
2. 1. Go. Damn.
I'm guessing
we switched to Jenny.
we did switch to
I
Jenny.
forgot.
Lap 1. James. 4.6 seconds. Isaac came in at a 1.6 second after that, so 6.2.
Isaac at 1 second.
That's crazy. That was only 4.5 seconds to put that bad boy back.
Yeah, out of a glass is so much easier.
Oh my god, yes. It's half the time. Whatever you got out of a glass, you're gonna get at least twice the time out of a can. Or a bottle.
Pretty much.
So Isaac, I had an original question that I had for you when we first
An hour ago.
So Tegan brought on the expertise for
safe sex.
Safe sex. Okay? That's one thing we went over. One thing I went over was the dangers of robotic AI to humanic society.
Oh, I see where this is going. We've done this, haven't we?
Kind of.
How do you segue? Because we're going to get to this crossroads soon, okay? Robotic AI sex robots, okay? What's your ideal robotic
My
sex
ideal sex
yes.
robot.
So like you're fantasizing in your bed about a robotic sex AI, as you do.
Every night.
Give me a lot of details about that. But then also give me what can go wrong, realistically, and realistic for both. Actually, realistic is limitless at this point because they're so much smarter than us.
So AIs don't know right and wrong, right? And they only have right and wrong.
I mean, they decide their own right and wrong.
Right. But imagine you have like sex with an AI. What's the deal with AI sex consent?
I think if it gives you consent.
The point is, you can only consent from your end. For them, we don't even know. We don't know.
Does the AI have to consent to sexing you?
We don't know. It's up to them.
Well, anyway.
Consent from your end, and that's the best you can do.
My ideal... What are you doing? My ideal sex robot would be very human-like because I'm not really attracted to robots.
But what if it looks like an anime character?
Mm.
Then it's not really human-like at all. It's just humanoid. but not human.
So I guess yeah, humanoid like.
So you bang an anime robot.
Basically, I
Yes.
don't want to. Well, I don't know. I would prefer to. Like, it passes the Turing test, but on a physical level.
Oh, I mean, hell yeah.
So
At
like,
least it would pass your comprehension, dude.
well, I don't care about if it can mentally talk to me and make me think it's human. I don't care about that. If it's just saying there the whole time, I'm not a robot, like, all right, I'd be cool with that. Sure, you're not. But no.
By the way, I'm definitely not a robot.
Well, I think okay. So the question was: it's a sex robot?
Yes.
That is its purpose.
It's a robot you can't have sex with. Not
That's
necessarily
a purpose it fulfills. I don't know if that's its only purpose.
It might be might be a robot wife or husband or partner.
Well,
Androgynous,
'cause then it
ambiguous,
depends.
sexually ambiguous.
Because then, what I would want out of
Okay,
a
well,
robot?
are there different responses to different scenarios? Because if so,
Yeah, if it was a robot whose purpose was sex,
okay, give us that.
I would want it to. I would only care about its physical attributes,
it would have to look like me.
at least from the waist down. If it was also if I'm looking or not, if the creator is looking to manufacture a robot whose purpose is to serve as a spouse, then that's just a whole different game. Because then I'd want it to like.
No, we're talking sex. We're talking intercourse.
So just sex, then.
We're talking about sexual folly. We're talking about.
So is it like one-time sex? Or is this a sexual partner,
No,
a sexual partner that I'm
sexual
having
encounter.
over a long period of time?
Long
It's
period of
AI,
time,
so it
it
learns from your
stimulates
sexual
you. You know what I
encounters.
mean? Like it has the foreplay, the act of the.
So then I would want
orgasm,
it to
the
be
after, the during, the whole cycle,
I would-
everything what you imagine sexuality to be. It
Well,
fulfills that long
So
term.
then I would want it to be much more on a like mental emotional level, like human like. I guess human like.
So you need that. Okay, but so I guess delving deeper, you're so used to that. You know, you need the girl who's like, Isaac, I care about you, and I'm sucking your dick. What if you had a robot who's like,
I don't know.
I'm
what feelings
computing, but hell yeah, I can suck your dick in a calculated better way than any fucking human girl could.
Well, I'd be okay with that. But
So tell me about that scenario.
Are. Fuck, dude, I'm thinking about that right now. Robot blowjob.
Robot blowjob.
Blowjob.
Blowjob. There's no physical factor. You don't have to.
Oh, it's completely physical. What do you mean?
I mean, there's no emotional factor. There's nothing past it. There's nothing past the act.
Imagine that. Instead of saliva, they would be using olive oil.
Bacon lube. Or in Isaac's case, olive oil.
a nice soy-based.
Soy-based lube.
Yeah, I mean, I think if I was going to purchase said sex robot with my hard-earned money, it would have to
Assuming
have.
these aren't taxpayer dollars.
Maybe.
It would have to have.
Every American will have a sex robot.
I can't imagine Bernie promising that.
Dude, it's just part of healthcare. It's part of universal healthcare.
It's part of the universal healthcare.
If I was going to spend a large sum of money, it would have to have the ability to either itself change its appearance or to easily be able to have its appearance changed. Because
that would be
if I'm spending
that would be underwhelming. That would be underwhelming capability of the robot. It would most definitely be able to do that.
Well, then where's the question then? If this hypothetical robot can take on any appearance I wish, then there's your answer. It takes on any appearance I wish.
So visuals all you need. So why not watch?
Well, I thought we were just talking about what. Those are two different things.
Okay, I guess yes.
I mean, physicality is the only factor in a situation in which it's only purpose.
I guess
more extreme.
Okay, if the robots are as high tech as I'm defining, they can look, they can feel.
You're
can
basically
act,
describing a human, but it's a robot.
but you know it's a robot.
So, like, if I stabbed it, I couldn't because it's a metal.
I mean, it would act.
You would still stab it.
If you want to stab it and it bleed, if that gets you going, then yes, it could provide that.
Look, well, I'm saying, what if I need to defend myself?
I guess the only question, I guess it boils down to, does that matter that it's a robot? If it acts in every way to your ideal human, what's the difference between your actual ideal human, and a robot that just appears?
It can only be emotional at that level for me, because it'd be like, oh, this actual person likes me versus this.
The robot could like you. The robot can finish all its calculations and it prefers you.
Yeah, but it could be the imagined form of, my ideal human versus my ideal human.
So yes, I would be okay with a robotic sexual partner,
Robotic,
just for sexual purposes. I don't think I would ever be in a position where I'd be comfortable being in like an intimate relationship, like a long-term intimate relationship with a robotic companion.
Have you ever seen Her?
That was a good movie.
That's the one where she's like just AI in his phone, right? At first.
I mean, phone, but like in his
yeah. No, I haven't seen that.
Interaction.
I've seen what's the one with, I don't remember his name. It's just this one dude gets like, he wins some sort of a contest and he goes to this AI manufacturer dude or researcher dude's house, and it's for the purpose of, he has a female companion who is an artificial intelligence, and basically the guy who lives there is doing a blind Turing test with this guy who won a competition.
Oh, for Ex Machina?
Yeah, that's the one.
What I'm describing is, this man has artificially, in terms of all of his email, his phone, his everything, because it's all integrated and it's in the future, a super intelligent AI who is in a relationship with him. And he has virtual sex with it, as in, like, it's very auditory. In fact, I think it's exclusively auditory.
So, auditory sex? He's just like, oh.
But emotionally...
What are you talking about?
Although auditory, Her.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So it's auditory, auditory and emotionally. But, so everything's great. He loves it, okay? So imagine you're in that position. You love it, okay? Sexually, it's enough to have the ideal and the auditory. Okay, they have sex. He's in the bed. The lights are off. She's there. Blah, blah, blah. She's there emotionally. She's there. She provides to him. But the kind of turning point in the movie, because everything's going great. She's basically his girlfriend. Everything's going great until he learns that she is providing this to
other people,
to tens of thousands
but other
of
robots,
males,
right?
Synonymously, robots and humans.
Yeah.
So he learns that she's providing this, but so the question becomes philosophically. The primary philosophical question that's been asked for a while is: can humans provide love to more than one male? Or
person.
More than one person, I guess. Specifically to that.
Only men can receive love.
Only men.
Like, can they or should they?
Can they? Can you be in a polygamous relationship? And second of all, can AI do that? AI is a different question because they're so much more calculated.
Yeah, I think AI could easily support a polygamistic relationship.
Because I feel like they could program different versions of themselves that all correspond to one master version.
They could easily take on different personalities and basically form themselves to be each individual person's ideal individual at the same time. But, and then you asked, can humans, just humans,
love more than one
human? And like, is it possible to have a polygamistic relationship? I think yes, but it's very difficult because each
I don't want
person
to. I know
within
that.
that relationship has to
want
also has to want to be in a relationship with each person in that
I feel
group.
like that would require me caring less about that person than I could if I wasn't in a polygamous relationship.
That's personal.
I know. I'm just saying I just wouldn't want to do it.
But a robot, I feel like very easily, and artificial intelligence could very easily love like a million people at the same time.
Robots are crazy.
So you could have essentially one hive mind providing love to everyone in the world.
Or just one person in the
Or
stadium.
just one person in a stadium. Shout out to all my Rick and Morty fans out there.
Huh?
Max doesn't get it. Max should watch Rick and Morty.
I'm one of the elite few. I'm the elite few who's abstained.
So good.
But so would you buy into that, Isaac? Would you buy into that hive mind love?
No, I emotionally I don't think I could.
Oh, my nuts.
It provides higher quality than any other individual.
I think I would have to like witness it and experience it in order to make an absolute decision, but given the details I've been given and my current state, I would say no, because I don't think I would be able to mentally like process and handle the fact that this AI who is interacting with me is interacting with a bunch of other people. I think I'm mildly territorial and possessive and would not be okay with that. Even if its profile changes for each person, like to fit their personal needs. I think just knowing that this unit is...
Yeah, and also because they're not just interacting with people at like thousands of people, it's all at the same time.
Yeah.
It's simultaneous sexual pleasure or emotional pleasure.
But at the same time, though, if that's the case, even though it's the same AI, if it has a different profile for each person, is it still the same, though? And if it's also capable of doing it all at the same time, that really makes it hard to say that they're all the same and they're all like one. Then it becomes very situational and it's very
Honestly,
tailored to each person.
Only Elon Musk can decide.
I just need
Does it make a difference?
Brain mesh implant.
I don't know the answer for me, but I'm asking all of you. Does it make a difference sexually if Elon Musk has designed the AI as opposed to anybody else?
Probably.
It'd be cool if it was him, but like,
I feel like just
if
because
somebody else even cooler did it,
like if it was someone I've
like
never
I wouldn't
heard
care
of.
as long as the product was like prime.
I don't know.
I just want prime product. Get off your. Who am I to talk? Who am I to talk?
Alright, so we're going to wind this down. I'd like to thank you all for viewing.
Follow into the late game.
So we have 4 people watching right now.
Thanks for
We had more.
Charlotte, Nick.
We had more earlier. We're gonna ask for some feedback because they're the real fans. And also for anybody watching the archive footage, you know, if you're watching the archive footage and you forgot, and you for some reason got into this drunk level of Max and James, I want to know you have to hear. I want to know what you have to think.
What questions do you want answered next week?
Yeah, so this week we will not be having a Tinderview. I'm going to be out of town.
Oh.
But the week after, December 9th, we're going to put all of our effort into getting someone to come the weekend before finals.
True. Tinder notified me a few days ago that I have over 100 people who have pending liked me. So I need to get swiping because I don't use Tinder other than for this podcast. So, but yeah, we had some art ideas. We're gonna tweet those. Please follow us at Famous Max capital N James. Because Famous Max and James was too long. So it's Famous Max and capital N James. Follow us there. We're going to start a few polls for the next week. So everybody vote there. We're going to start a few art submissions. We need more user interaction, that's what I'm saying.
Yes, so send us a picture of me on a treadmill with a beer hat, jerking off, and eating donuts.
Yeah, we'll it'll all be made very clear on Twitter. Let us know anything you want done. If Elon Musk makes an AI capable of love, should he start matchmaking? Should he start a matchmaking business?
Yes.
With AI.
Yeah.
If he has an AI capable of love,
yes,
does he need a matchmaking business? Can he not?
Should should he start?
I don't think he would have to. I don't think there's any need for it because if
it doesn't say does he need to, it says should he.
No, I don't.
Yes.
No, I don't think he should because it would be stupid. Because they would be saying that his AI can't efficiently match with any person, unless this this person's comment is suggesting that Elon Musk is providing a matching service for human-to-human interaction. He certainly wouldn't need a service providing a match service matching humans to his AI.
Yeah,
ideally his AI would learn what his customers want and would become the ideal partner.
Could Elon Musk improve upon Match.com?
Probably.
Yeah, I'm reading all the comments.
No, you're not.
I am.
Not out loud.
That's Facebook, dude. Let us know what kind of content you want. I think Max and James are very open to doing just about anything.
Anything. Within the bounds of YouTube. It's a restriction as we're on YouTube. No dicks. God. Oh shoot.
I'm sad nobody Skyped us. I really expected more Skype content, so kind of disappointed in the fans there. We're gonna try and make more not live content. So that's gonna be cool. I like to edit my content.
Yeah.
It's gonna be exciting.
Yeah. Maybe we'll
I have a cooking video in store for you guys soon.
Cooking video, eating video.
Like Max is nervous about it. Max is seemingly flustered about it, which means that's probably gonna be good content.
Yeah, is it a lightsaber?
But Max has mastered the art of
No,
Japanese.
I've only begun to master it. I have not mastered it. I'm on the process. This off.
Is that Skype?
Somebody we know wants to Skype us.
Question for the audience. Do you think it's weird that James brushes his teeth while eating chips in order to avoid chips being stuck in his teeth without using water or toothpaste?
Yeah.
And then I found his toothbrush in the dish drying rack.
That one was not my fault.
Oh, okay. I thought you put it there.
No, I did not.
Well, someone washed your toothbrush and then put it in the drying rack.
That is something that happened.
Tell our Skype fan to call earlier next time.
What do you guys think of the Skype thing?
I don't want this right now.
What?
I don't want Skype right now.
I think the Skype thing would be a good idea if we had.
Why don't we have the viewers recommend?
Yeah, next week.
Recommend what beer you want us to drink during the next episode.
Isaac's beer. I want Isaac's beer.
I'm just trying to get you.
I need to make more beer this week. That went fast at the party. That was gone.
It was good shit.
All right.
Well, thanks for tuning in. It's been a wild Tuesday night. You can tell him stuffy, a little bit fluffy.
Did you have any of that chili I made?
Yeah, that shit was fire.
It's really spicy. It'll help your sinuses.
That shit was fire. I don't know if it was spicy, but it was good. It was good. It was tasty. I was like, damn, Isaac really went in.
Yeah, I like it. Turned out good.
Thank you all for a wonderful night. Famous Max and James. You know what? We're signing out.
The mic off.
Not yet.
Fuck our
Nope, not signed off.
We bop and hippity hop, I'm as happy as I can be. Whoa, boom, boom, and hippity zoom. Love is sweet, love is grand, works one. We bop and hippity hop, I'll never be a millionaire. Whoa, boom, boom, and hippity zoom. I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love. I don't care. We bop and hippity hop, I'm as happy as I can be. Whoa, boom, boom, and hippity zoom. Love is sweet, love is grand, works one. We bop and hippity hop, I'll never be a millionaire. Whoa, boom, boom, and hippity zoom. I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love. I don't care.
Ever since the day that you went away, you've been sending flowers to me, flowers today. Instead of sending flowers, come back to me and hold me in your arms again. Flowers to me, flowers today. Instead of sending flowers, come back to me and hold me in your arms. Sending flowers to me, send me no flowers today. Instead of sending flowers, come back to me and hold me in your arms again. You've been sending flowers to me, send me no flowers today. Instead of sending flowers, come back to me and hold me in your arms again. Ever since the day that you went away. Ever since the day that you went away. Sending, you went away. Ever since the day that you went away. You've been sending flowers to me, flowers today. Instead of sending flowers, come back to me and hold me in your arms again. Flowers to me, flowers today. Instead of sending flowers, come back to me and hold me in your arms. Sending flowers to me, flowers today. Instead of sending flowers, come back to me and hold me in your arms again. Flowers to me, flowers today. Instead of sending flowers.
We are the music makers, and we are the dreamers of dreams.
Have you ever heard the tales of two most compelling males? The famous Max and James. A strong dynamic duo, they're godly superheroes. The famous Max and James.